Okay. Monday night, Outlaw Radio. Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Barnes. I'm the host of Outlaw Radio, live from the 414, Milwaukee versus everybody. Stand up, man. Share the show. Share the show. Hasn't been, man, almost a week since we've been on. Last we were on. We only go Mondays and Wednesdays. Therefore, that break between Wednesday and Monday is kind of extended. But welcome to the show, man. As always, start out by saying Milwaukee, how y'all feel? Let me know. Live from the basement. Break it down, talk about it. Make sense of it, if you will. Uh from a black perspective. There's a number attached to the show. 262 I also have a chat room. So, there's all kinds of ways. We have a YouTube page, a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's all our radio. Y'all come on in. Shout out to Eagle Eye Security LLC, our sponsor, rocking with Eagle Eyes. Ewalk, what it do, man? I see you in the chat room early. Shout out to Ewalk. It's Outlaw Radio, man. It is, the seasons are changing. It's getting cold outside, right? Summer. What happened to summer? What summer? I think the older you get, the faster the years. I think time actually speeds up. When you get older, it seems like a year goes by like it's crazy. So I'm like, damn, it was just March, right? It's about to be November again. About to be your boy's birthday. Outlaw Radio, man. Welcome to the show. Like I said, normally we're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do have a YouTube page. Go over there, share the show. Let's make it do what it do, man. It's all about us doing us. People say, well, why do you do this show? I say, why not? Right? People say, why do you what's the point of the show? Or like, why y'all do it? It's like, well, why not? I think it makes sense for us to make sense of the silliness. So that's what we do on Outlaw Radio. Mr. Carter, welcome to the party, man. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm all right. I'm all right, man. We do it because it make us feel good. That's why we do it. How
Right?
y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk, and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Mama, there go that sea moss, man. I also bring you Nature Nature Herbs and Supplements, Vitality, and the House of Vitality located at the Sherman Phoenix, 3536 West Fond du Lac. Make sure you show up and show out, y'all. Come on in.
Holla at the witch doctor, man. It's getting cold. It's that coughing season, right? And he keeps saying, hit him up for the elderberry, to strengthen your
Yeah.
immune system. I need to take my own advice, so I got to remind myself of that. So make a mental note of that. But yeah, holla at the homie, man. Holla at anybody who's doing something positive and progressing for the community. It's a lot of times this thing is just like a puzzle, just a broke up puzzle. You just got to continuously put pieces together in terms of gaining an understanding, right? Like, you ever seen one of those movies where the feds or like the FBI or somebody has a serious case for somebody and they got this board with all of the pictures, with everything connected all the way down to the lowest person. I feel like that's how you got to kind of put shit together in life just to be able to handle shit. Because it's a lot of things that you have to
Yeah.
prioritize as an adult. That's the kind of conversation you're normally going to run into on the show. It gets silly sometimes. Stick around. Stick around. It'll get wild
That's
and
right.
loose.
Everything successful requires structure, some kind of structure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It requires some kind
Yes.
of structure. It requires rules you got to follow. You know what I mean? If you want to be successful, you know what I mean? You have to understand that. Most
And you forgot.
unsuccessful people don't like following rules. They don't like structure. You know what I mean? They don't like authority. They don't like a motherfucker mentoring them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think most people just lack discipline. I would put
That
all of
too.
that in
That
and
too.
categorize all that as just discipline. You
Right,
know,
right.
being able to stick to the script with no excuses and no lags in performance. Fonzarelli, what it do, homie? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing this evening?
Man, we're good,
All
man.
right.
Bless, 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 bless,
Right,
bless.
right.
Like I said, we sitting through these seasons changing. So I'm, sitting out here tripping, watching my little garden dying. It looked kind of sad when you're looking at it now, and it's everything stripped, all the goods is stripped off of the little branches and shit. It's like, man, it's kind of sad, but
You know
you know,
what? We had shit. I had some collards
It
and
did its
cabbage from
job.
my garden last night.
oh yeah, okay,
Yeah, we
okay.
had some collards and cabbage from the garden last night, and then this today for dinner I had a salad with some of my carrots from the garden.
Uh
And I was like, damn, these carrots sure taste different than the ones from the store. They got a little kick to them, like a little kind of like
Hell
a
yeah.
ginger spice to them or some shit like that.
Hell
I
you
was
done
yeah.
got
like,
some
man,
hybrid carrots,
I ain't never had a real carrot, I
right?
guess, until today.
Right. Apparently not. Y'all welcome to the show, man. Y'all share the show, share the show, share the show. A lot of issues, a lot of things to talk about. My main goal is, whenever when I think about what we doing all already, the one thing that I say we can never do is tap dance or coon up, right? And so as long as we don't, get on here on some sambo or some, some surface, this is what I call surface understanding Negro.
Hey, Kev, but that's all
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
right.
I
Hey, but
just
the whole coon thing can be some. Now I was saying, the whole coon thing can be kind of subjective. You know what I mean? Remember, we did that
yes.
Juneteenth show. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker show called us coonish and shit. You know?
Well, it was Black History Month. It was Black History Month.
Because we did a Juneteenth show. You know what I'm
All of
saying?
that, man. Once again, that's what I'm saying. But my goal is, but there's a such thing as just kind of like over the top samboing and cooning. Like I
Right.
really would want us to express ourselves with some class and some intelligence. You have room to fuck off every now and then, but I like that the conversation is never coonish or samboish, and it's never really ignorant, unless we make it ignorant. And you're gonna be able to tell when we getting
Yeah.
ignorant. This is probably gonna be really explicit. Dion, I see you, man, in the chat room. What up, family? How you doing, my brother? How you doing? Tiarsha Arthur in the chat room. I see you, my sister. Y'all come on
Peace,
in.
peace.
Outlaw Radio, man. A lot going on. It's election time. It's about to get really heavily, heavily, heavily political. I know people, dread that season for the commercials and the stickers and the
Man.
all of the rhetoric and all of this. But it's kind of like, for me, like if you like watching a football game or a basketball game, it's kind of like the same. It's like watching wrestling almost, like the WWF and shit. So I there's that, but there's
Yeah.
also what I told
Well, you know
y'all.
what it's like? It's like being in a lunchroom. It's like a high school lunchroom.
Right.
It's like a high school lunchroom. You know what I mean? Playing the dozens on each other and shit.
Right.
You watching two niggas rib on each other. That's what this shit show is
Man,
like.
it's crazy. I listen, but I told y'all the next thing up was going to be
I
Palestine
think I just
or
froze up.
Israel. Yeah, you have a delay, Kamar. You have a delay. I told y'all the next thing was gonna be
I'm finna
Palestine
tap
and
out and
Israel,
come
right?
back.
Okay. And haven't I been saying that, real? Haven't I been saying this was gonna be pro-Israel or free Palestine, right? I told you, I said this is gonna be the latest thing. Now you see Dave Chappelle, which is no
Yeah.
surprise, honestly. That is Dave Chappelle. Is in trouble. Some people walked out his show because of his comments about what was going on in Israel. But I have to say, from listening at what he said, he wasn't too far away from putting the same spin on it that we did in
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of understanding the tragedy of what Hamas did, but number one, the historical basis of it, and then the overcompensation now because of it, right? Like, shut off the water, shut off the power, bomb, bomb, bomb. Okay, look, y'all got them back now. Like, so, everything after this is possibly just a Zionist statement.
Overkill.
Right. Just like, so he And I don't think he was wrong. You know, I expect people to be polarized by this subject. But the coincidence of this being a conflict that directly involves Jewish people, right? And up to this point in this country, what we've learned as people of color is if you fuck with the Jews, you're out of there. You're anti-Semitic, right? So this is where but I kept saying this will soon turn into free Palestine or you're pro-Israel, right? And or like people say, or you're a Zionist. Look it up, see what it means. Mama Jenkins, how you doing? How you doing? Let me get to my comments. Oh, chat room popping. I didn't even know it. How you doing, Tiarsha? She says, Kamar, I went to the Sherman Phoenix yesterday. I was hoping you was open. She says she'll catch you next time. I don't know if Kamar can hear us, but
Chat
okay, okay,
Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to
okay.
7.
There you go. How you doing, my sister Sharon Evans? How you doing? She said, and if you ain't with Israel, you're anti-Semitic. That's what I'm saying. That is the danger of this for us as people of color. If we really just talk about this subject for what it is, which is there was an occupation of some land by a group of people where the people who were occupied said, no, fuck this. No, you can't just take our shit. That I'm putting it in layman's terms, y'all. Mama Jenkins says, good evening, my outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. Lots of shit happening in this city. Yeah, I want me a bigger garden next year. She said her tomato plants didn't do too well this year. Every Monday and Wednesday is a learning day. She said, you got to be an outlaw. People don't like the truth. I hope they do. I mean, if they don't, they listening to the wrong show, right? If you don't like facts and information, you're listening to the wrong show. I could say that. It could be a real cerebral conversation sometimes. Mariah, how you doing, my cousin? She said, Mariah Johnson, she said, greetings, family. How you doing, sis? Little sis. But yeah, man, so this pro-Israeli, pro-Israel, free Palestine thing. So this is the latest hot, hashtag that's coming down the, and like I said, they walked out the Dave Chappelle show, which is not surprising. Transgender people walk out of Dave Chappelle shows. Just people tended nowadays. Nowadays, everybody's so sensitive, though. It's always somebody walking out of somebody's shit. You know what I'm saying?
They should, and they should have knew better than to go to his show. Like, why would you go? Yeah. Why would you even spend your fucking money on a Dave Chappelle show? You know what he gonna talk about.
Well, if you're sensitive, why would you go?
Because he one of them comedians you could say he's going there.
Exactly.
The shit he ain't supposed to say, he's going.
He going.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to go so they can hear it and get offended. You know what I mean?
And what's funny is he's probably gonna make a joke about them walking out at his next show.
Yep, all at the same time. He probably made a joke about him at that show.
Well, they said he snapped. I didn't watch the footage. I just read about it. I seen some of the pictures, but I didn't watch the footage. Tiarsha said, please say a prayer for my nephew. He was the young man that was crossing the street on Sherman and Capitol, and the driver kept going, just ridiculous. They need to have cameras on the poles up and down Sherman, Capitol, Fond du Lac, etc. I thought they did.
Man, listen, if you do something to some white motherfucker on Sherman and Capitol, I bet you they got a picture of that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I thought they did have cameras up on those poles.
Mean? Let one of them Kia boys running into a white person car and kill him or something. I bet you they got footage.
Yeah, we got it. I'm telling you, Tiarsha, y'all should check into that. There's got to be camera footage on Capitol and Sherman. Like that's stranger danger over there.
The cell phone store on the corner, the gas station on the other corner.
Chicago subs, Cap Tap. All of them is you got to have a camera.
Them businesses got cameras outside.
Yeah. Look into that, but definitely prayers to your family. Definitely, yeah. Matter of fact, prayers to anybody who has lost someone. We usually start the show out on Mondays by saying that, actually, like prayers and condolences to people who've lost someone, because of course it's murder, death, kill in Milwaukee, so that hasn't stopped. It's always that. Never want to forget about the victims. Let me see. Mama Jenkins. Mama Jenkins says he didn't give a fuck. He got paid. Um,
Therefore,
right,
you got paid first.
right. They gonna protest anything. Yeah, I mean he's that. Dave Chappelle now is kind of like he's like that lightning rod because there's always a debate in this country about free speech. And what does that actually mean? Freedom of speech. That's a long fought battle in this country because technically you can say what you want. Like people had to take notice of when the Klan and the neo-Nazi parties want to come to your city now and do a parade or like any kind of event, the police protect them. If
Mm-hmm.
you show up, oh fuck y'all, the police is there because they have the right to speak free speech, right? So when somebody says something that people don't agree with, because I think everybody, a lot of times, not everybody, because definitely not us, but a lot of people are always afraid of hurting someone's feelings. Like it's all about not hurting nobody's feelings now. And I came up in the era where it was all about hurting your feelings. Like motherfuckers didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you
Um,
just grew up harder. You grew up with tougher skin.
right. You just got tougher, man. You better have. You're gonna get ribbed on anyways. Mariah, cuz said they have cameras, they just use them the way they want. I'm just saying, I definitely believe that on
That's
Capitol
what we
and
saying
Sherman,
pretty much.
yeah, it has to be
Hey,
cameras over there.
that's basically what we saying. They got cameras. They just use them for what they want to use them for.
Dion, what's popping with you, man? I see you up in there. I know you on the road. 10-4, good buddy, right? Dion be in the truck. He'll call in and rant for a minute, Milwaukee style in a minute. Chef said they never protest his overuse of the N-word. Yeah, the way he uses it, like Chappelle is always that's one thing that's a good observation of his style too, because I watch that a lot. But he says that to white people. Like he is not for him the way he does it. I couldn't use it in that, and I couldn't use it. Like that's not the way I use the N word. Because our rule has always been like it's cool. You don't have to over rely on it. But the one thing we don't do is go to yelling that out, saying that to each other in front of a bunch of white people. Right? That's just was always the rule. Like, oh, hold on, man. We in the store. Oh, nigga, hold on, bro. Chill out, man. We in the store. Like you. So not that you hide nothing from them, but just to bring it into the atmosphere and have them say, "Well, why can't I say it?" Like it's just like, dude, I don't have to explain this
Because when you said it, it was an insult. When
shit.
your people said it, it was an insult.
Well, it could be taken as one.
You know what I mean?
All right. So there's that. But yeah, man, and I have to say, because sooner or later you get into conversations, if you converse with people, you get into conversations in which people start to kind of express the side that they've chosen, and so you ask people, what do you think about the war or the conflict in Israel? And now whatever they say is gonna kind of like say, okay, well, this person is this or that. So like the sister said, if I say free Palestine, I'm anti-Semitic. If I say I'm pro-Israel, then I'm a Zionist, right? And I don't like Muslims. And I don't have nothing against either side. I understand. I understand the nature of the conflict. It's tragic that it's come to what it has, right? This should have never happened. But it's people would say in this kind of in this kind of situation, it's absolutely necessary. I That's the way you can look at it. But they getting the short end of the stick. Palestine. I feel like now you can stop bombing them though, right? You can start the cleanup effort now. But I'm not over there, so I don't know if they still trying to hide. But I don't know where you hiding at when they blowing the whole block off the earth. You ain't just laying low at your mama house, man. So,
At some point, you learn your lesson.
well, or either you got defeated. So whatever you had, you're gonna have to go back and hit reset. I don't know how deep Hamas is. Like, if somebody out there is an expert on their resources and how many of them it is, and please educate me. Number is 262-202-5131. But I know with this U.S. military backed force, now some people say, well, the United States ain't fighting yet, but let's look at their equipment. Hello. Right. Hello. McFly. So you
Mhm.
feel me? So yeah, I'm just saying, like it's just right now. I think the U.S., especially since the U.S. has managed to get our hands in two wars at the same time, they didn't pull this bullshit off. You over in the Ukraine still dipping and dabbing. Now you over here dipping and dabbing. It's I don't understand. I'm looking at the president like, dude, no wonder inflation is up. Everything done went up. A bag of chips is 10 cents more now, if not 20. So at what point do we as a people say, hey man, hold up, wait a fucking minute. They
Right.
don't get us no more shit. Like we because the average person over here is like, man, well, I can't say that because there's a lot of Jewish people here. There's a lot of people who really identify, I guess, with Israel. Is that the way you act? I see a lot of black celebrities saying I send money, I send relief money to Israel. Who knew? Who knew? Right? Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know what's going on in their own communities.
And maybe
Tiarsha
they
said,
just saying they sent relief money to sound politically correct.
man, try to keep them off of them, right?
You know what I mean?
She said, Tiarsha said they were super silly buying tickets to a show. Dave Chappelle is like me. Why do they get to say whatever, but as soon as you say something, they want to cancel you? That's
Mm.
true too. I mean, once again, Dave Chappelle is one of them people where either you like him and either you like his comedy and you understand it or you don't. Because
Right.
I seen like Faison was like, he's not
Ain't
funny.
no in between.
Right. Faison like said he's not funny. Other people said he sure is. And I'm like, well, no, he actually is. So I think Kamar, you said you said it when we talking about the Chris Rock thing. And he was like, some people they just ain't smart enough to figure it out, so it ain't funny to
Right.
him.
Yeah.
He too smart for them. I'm like,
Right.
oh shit.
And his comedy is intellectual.
You have to know what's going on. You gotta know what's going on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Mama Jenkins said they got cameras up and down Capitol. I know they got she got them at the gas station because when that man got shot in the head, we as neighbors protected G to make sure if she needed help getting them to give me a call and I would try to help her family get them. As a matter of fact, I'll check with them tomorrow. So Mama Jenkins is saying she'll check and see if she can find the cameras, the footage. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's cameras on Cap. Come on, man. They're Protestant. Ewok, he said, I had something against the so-called Jews. It's the fact that they are white people pretending to be chosen people. They know it and the world knows it, but yet the shit's still riding. Hey, man, see, now that right there is a black perspective that will get you in some shit right now if you say it, when you say it. It ain't if. But it's true. I asked the question. Rail gave us. See, y'all gotta listen. Share this show, please. All ego aside, share the show. If you watched the show last week or the week before, I mean last Wednesday or the Monday before that, Rail gave a whole breakdown of the background of Jewish people, right? And my question ultimately was, well, where do these European Jews in Germany come from? And he kind of just smiled and laughed, right? He just kind of had this smirk on his face, like, well, because I felt like he wanted to say, well, that's a whole nother show, right? So Minister Farrakhan, the great Minister Farrakhan says the so-called Jew. One of his biggest things is when he says, you're not the Jews. Minister Farrakhan says that. So, but that shit will get you in some hot water right now. That will get you in some hot water. Rock in the building, man. How you doing, Rock? Man, my guy. Oh man, happy to see Rock in the chat room, man. It's the JC Terry. But yeah, so yeah, this and we always figure out ways to kind of divide ourselves over some shit, right? Like Republican, Democrat, right, left, conservative, progressive, all this shit. Now we start coming with this everybody can be labeled anti-Semitic now if they say, but hold on, man. Wait. If you start thinking about, you say Jerusalem did what? Israel did what to them? It's not one-sided at all, man. It's been, back and forth. There's been leaders who came and tried to make peace and got assassinated. because they wanted to say, "Hey, man, let's figure this out." Got assassinated. I forget his name. I can't, and I couldn't say it if I had it because I couldn't. couldn't pronounce it. When I hear somebody say it, I'm like, "Yeah, him." I can't pronounce his name. Sorry, y'all. Dre Day, I see you, my brother. What's happening with you, man? He said, "Outlaw check in." I hope everybody doing well, man, on a Monday night. It's Outlaw Radio. But yeah, man, are you? What's that? I like to know because we ask each other on the show. And I think we all kind of sat in the same position. But where are people? Because sooner or later, they're gonna, people will ask you. You go somewhere, somebody like, oh, Israel, and then you say, if you don't express like, yeah, you're right. So wait, I don't want to have that conversation. I think that's a conversation you should never have at work if you want to keep your job. You should just, I'm telling you, if people say no, don't be scared. But if you want to save yourself a lot of trouble on a lot of white issues, if you black at work, just say, you know what, I don't really have, this ain't really the time.
I think you would save yourself a lot of trouble just staying out of that conversation, period.
Right. I don't even have, I just ain't the time or the place.
Because it can go south with black people too, depending on what side you on taking,
Anybody. It's certain shit you should just say, man, you know what, I ain't even be talking about
figure that shit out.
Yeah, nah. Ain't no.
I'm gonna let them figure that shit out.
I mean, because they ain't getting called in, and we heard you said, and it's like, dude, what? Like, that's shit for the birds, man. I ain't got time for that shit. She said that's what I was thinking, that there are cameras up and down Capitol. Channel 58 did an interview with him and his mom yesterday in the hospital, and no one gave up the footage. Thanks in advance, Miss Jenkins. Yes, Mrs. Jenkins. Yeah, Mama Jenkins, man. He said all love. Yes, sir, Rock. You know what it is, man. You already know. Sharon Evans said, I can't spell his name, but I could pronounce it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the leader who they had. I think he was an Israeli leader, and he was like really riding for like, okay, let's, get some understanding, and he got murked. Couldn't spell his name. Mama called him Clay. Name him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. But yeah, man, y'all look, be careful though with those conversations unless you want some real drama, because right, like once again, you have to start asking questions when you see this conflict about who is who and why is this? What's the nature of this? Especially when billions of dollars in resources now are redirected over there, right? And we obviously know what's going on in America. Poverty is crazy. Right? You got major cities with homeless populations that could formulate a small village. And you got, I just can't understand your justification of even dealing with these conflicts. Like it's people say it's complicated. How you say it? I'm putting it on the screen, Sharon. She said Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu. I can't say it. I think it's Netanyahu. Let me put it back up there just in case somebody else might be able to say it.
Hot in here. It's getting hot in here.
Benjamin Banneker. Right. You are correct. Yeah, man. But so yeah, man, arm yourselves, man. She said Netanyahu. Yeah, Netanyahu. I was close. There you go. They breaking it down phonetically for me in the chat room. I see you, Ewok. Netanyahu. And it's like 3 different pronunciations. So, black people, hey, how you say that shit? But now then some more interesting information came down too. And like I said, I know it's about to be election time. So I know you're going to start hearing spins on certain stories, but there was a report released in I read an interview with Ashanti Hamilton, who is the director of the Office and Health and Wellness. Is that what it's called now? Something like that, right?
No, man, not Health and Wellness.
No, it's the House of I mean the office. Yeah, it's like the Office of Health and Self. Y'all tell me what the new office is. The old OVP.
Is it something about mental wellness?
It's something about well-being, man. Shame on me for not knowing I'm having a major brain fart, but I wanted like I was reading the interview with Ashanti, and there was a report that said, as far as our population here, Milwaukee is fourth in the nation in homicides. Based on, when they say per capita.
Yeah,
So for your size, and it's all broken down,
right.
fourth in the country. And then the city's official position is that no, homicide is actually down and violent crime is down. But this research states that we're fourth per capita, and
Somebody
that put
said
us
about the
ahead of a
same
lot of
people.
major cities. So, I just think it's interesting that, sir, because this office is an extension of City Hall, so it's funny that they're not on the same page. But then I seen some other people say that Mayor Johnson, I forget this guy's name, he's quoted in the article. The article is in the People's News Network, if you want to
Who, Little
read it.
Buddy? You talking about Little Buddy?
Yeah, little dog, little dog. His
Little
office,
dog.
somebody from his
Little
office said,
man. Little man. I know who you talking about.
yeah, he said he's doing, and this is what the statement was. He's doing a lot of unique things to bring money and business to the city. To try, this is what he said, trying to get the revenue up. And I was thinking, like, what is he doing? I'm asking, like, seriously, like, okay, well, what is it that he's doing? Right? Like, tell us about the
Yeah.
programs.
And that's where the buck dancing begins.
I'd like to know. I'd like to give everybody a chance. I'd like to know, what is it
Man,
that
we
you
gave
are.
him a chance, Kev. You told us to give him a chance when he got in office. We did.
Oh, my bad.
You told us to give him
Listen,
a chance, man. As much as we didn't want to give him a chance, we did just because you told us to give him a chance.
well, let me
And
talk to
so
the
far,
voters.
he's failed us.
Well, exactly. Of course. I mean, why not? Like, if you're gonna blame it on anybody, you should probably blame it on me. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's just how I feel. Like, yeah. Okay. But no, I want to talk to the people that actually vote, because a lot of people who don't vote, they'll say they're not going to vote for them, but they're not going to vote or they'll say they will, and they're not going to vote anyways. There's people who actually vote. And I'd like to know, through some poll or whatever, like, where's the public opinion at? Do people feel like he's been successful as a mayor? And if so, why do they feel like that? I like to know. Like, because I don't feel like things have gotten better. I don't,
I feel like you
and
make
I
all
know.
these photo ops.
Well, it's a small sample size, I understand, and I don't expect the world to change overnight. But once again, I always say I look for innovative and unique, outside the box, forward-thinking leadership. That's what I look for. Like, not the same old worn out tread that we've been riding on for the last 50, 60, 70 years. I really would like somebody to come with definitive, comprehensive plans for violence prevention, for economic development, for an improved school system, and a reduction in crime. But you have to have real solid plans and real solid departments to make these things happen. And I don't see that under this administration, I guess, if you will. So I don't know how y'all feel. I just don't. I feel like Milwaukee is situated so badly because where is that?
I
Because
feel the same.
it's just surrounded by white everything, and then it's just on the lake, and then it's a little dot of black people.
I feel the same. I prefer a mayor to come in and don't even talk about what the fuck he thinks should happen. Just show some action. Show some action. You know what I mean? Make it felt through the city what you doing.
Yeah, I'm on that. I don't care about you trying to be everybody mayor.
Right.
I need you to show us that you are our mayor, because you can be everybody mayor. You could say that I'm everybody's mayor, but you also should be able to say, but I'm sure enough my people's mayor. I don't see the problem with that. I don't know if that would offend some of your constituents. I don't
Right.
know.
You can do some shit that's good for everybody, but do some shit where we benefit from it too.
Or just community. There's a lot of money grant wise and stuff like that, and like programs and stuff, allocated money floating around our city. And I become concerned with resources put into place, but that they're never really given to the people because they get ate up by red tape and bureaucracies and shit in organizations where you got to pay somebody to answer the phone, clean up the building. You got to pay somebody to be this person's supervisor. You got to pay staff who going to be there every day. Hell, half the money gone just from running the office. Shit. So what does get back to the people is just a small piece of what was actually allocated. It's that's a conversation with levels too. But I'm just saying, I don't see that under this mayor. I don't see him as he seems like a nice guy, honestly. You can't say dude is an asshole. But I think I might prefer our mayor to be an asshole. Like it's just with what you got to deal with in this city, I would prefer a kick-ass mayor who would come in a press conference, and like some Coleman Young shit. If you're familiar with how Coleman Young was
you
at
was some mayor
Detroit.
like got an attitude like the Detroit Lions coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A linebacker. Give us a linebacker for a mayor.
I said Coleman Young. I don't want him exactly like Coleman Young, the old school Detroit mayor, because Coleman Young go up to press conference cuss everybody out. Motherfucker, don't ask me no shit like that. If you never Googled Coleman Young, the former mayor of Detroit, black dude for 30-some years, if you never go Google him and just look at some of his press conferences.
It was a tough ass middle linebacker for a mayor.
So let me see. She said Lil Boo Boo. She called cousin called him Lil Boo Boo.
Little man catch.
little slugger. Sharon said he's only ours during the election because he needs the black vote. That's where the problem. That's why people don't vote. Right there. That whole thing of you only gonna see this dude when he's up for re-election, right? Well, you ain't even thinking about us. I hope, and I know this is what's gonna happen because he got to do the church tour, right? So, and now we got a couple mega churches here now. Y'all know that, right? Like we got a couple very large church congregations here now. What's the big one, the newest one right out on Mill Road in the old Mill Road Mall? What's the name of that church? It's huge. It looked like I thought it was a theater. A lot of people go to it. People say they like it. I've never been there. Somebody give me the name of that place. I know y'all know. Evolve. There you go. You gotta love Outlaw Radio, man. You gotta love it. They'll shoot you them facts quick. Evolve. Yes, Evolve, Sharon Evans. But yeah, man, the violence, like, and I still, even though you restructured the office, I get that. It's just funny because you restructured the office, you gave it a different name, you shuffled, I don't know, some money around. What's the plan though? Well, I feel like everybody talks in general when they should be talking in specifics. You ever got that feeling like none of them really answer a question when you ask? It's like, no, they say a bunch of others. You be like, well, you still didn't answer the question, but I guess that's the nature of politics, man. But yeah, man, I like I said, DC is running again. David Crowley's running again. I'm more inclined to vote for DC than I am for Lil Buddy. Unless he comes up with something in the next 6 months where I'm like, oh, like I don't see, all I see is an extension of the policies that were in place under his predecessor. Just like Barrett 2.0 a lot of times. The whole, okay, so I would ask people who are in the know this, because I'm not in the money circles. Have more black contractors been hired? We know that there's been a boost in black entrepreneurship. Has he provided some help with that? Is there money coming from downtown to help, small black businesses and helping them get started? Is there more opportunity for you to be an entrepreneur as a black person in this city now? If so, then that's a positive, right? I'd like to know, though. I don't know because I'm not an entrepreneur, so I don't know what support the city can provide for you. Y'all let me know if y'all in the chat room. Kamar, you're an entrepreneur. You should be able to tell me. I know you get like you rock with the Chamber of Commerce and you found you know, streams. But I'm saying from the city, is there opportunities? Are they providing, you
Well,
know?
it's different. It is different grants. You know what I mean? What I'm hearing about finding, but then like another obstacle is us learning how to write these grants, how to write
Okay.
for these grants. You know what I mean? To get them even.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dope.
But it
Okay.
is some stuff out there that I've been hearing about lately, or I've been hearing about people getting that they've been talking to me about. I'm sure soon that's going to be in my repertoire. You know what I mean? When I figure out how to do it.
Yeah, man. Getting some muscle in your hustle. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, so if that's something that he's encouraged and he's been specific with that, I haven't necessarily heard it. So, but my ear ain't everywhere. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, if he's done that, let me know.
I don't know if he did it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know who did
I
it
mean,
or
I'm
where
pretty
it
sure
was.
he gonna say, "Yeah, I like that," but
Right.
you ain't do it. I'm like, he just showed up and took
It
a
wasn't his
picture.
idea. He wasn't
Right,
sitting at his desk and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do some grants for
right.
this."
It's my shit. No, it ain't. You
Nah.
didn't do this, man. Get back, little dude. Um, Tiasha, she says, what? Oh, so it's Christ the King. She said it's pretty big, but they have their own school and bank. There's some congregations that have their own schools. The bank thing is well, man. You know what? But okay, so if we got these power organizations in our communities, like so you don't they don't rock with you. I don't know, or I don't know how they rock with you if you're not a member of their congregation. Is this I don't know their philanthropic efforts. I don't know how much money they give these large organizations. But if these are churches that are governed by black people and run by people of color, foundational black Americans, and they gotten to the point where they have their own school and their own bank, that's a healthy start. That is a healthy start. Is that Kojic? Are they under the faith-based initiative bread? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all let me know. She said true, but it has a lot of younger followers. And that's usually the key. That's usually what get the mega church kicked off, ain't it? A fairly large amount of younger people. They're mobile, right? They can get out. Old people good, but yeah, Sister Edna hit bad. She can't she can't get out there like she used to. Brother Ed done had his knee replaced. Let me stop because I'm getting old too. Yeah, I don't want to be a victim. Man, let's get them on the same page. It's always a mystery to me that our church, and this is not a criticism, it's an observation. I just don't feel like the church is as entrenched in the community as it used to be. And I think a lot of that is people now have a kind of different, especially people of color, have a different mentality towards religion. Like a lot of people have kind of gone away from the traditional structure of religion, how we got it as old Southern Christians from down south. My forefathers were. So we got that old traditional Bible, down south Mississippi. A lot of people now say, nah, that's not for me anymore. I don't. So it's changed. It's changed, but I still would like to see the church overall, and I'm talking Muslim and Christian and everybody, just in the community more, just popping. I think it'll help a lot of our young people, and maybe they are. If you're doing something, let me know. Mama Jenkins said, yeah, he bringing the KKK convention. That would be a disaster. She talked about the RNC. She said, no, he's not did nothing because there's no economic development within the inner city. She said Coleman Young was outstanding. He did a lot to keep good paying jobs in Detroit. Coleman Young was phenomenal. That's what I'm saying. I just grew up watching his clips on the news, and my uncles from my uncle. I got uncles who lived in Detroit. So they would always, that's all they talked about was Coleman Young. So they used to show us that shit on videotapes. It used to be funny as hell. But he did a lot to, he was over the white flight. Once he came in, white people was like, we out of here. But he did a lot for his city. He just was hell to take to the captain when you ask him a dumb question in the interview. He'll cuss you out for real, like on the news, live. It don't matter. Coleman Young, just shut your dumb ass up, like just like Judge Terrence Mathis and shit. Like he was just kind of, but he was older. You go look it up, man. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. But you're right, Mama Jenkins, and that's the question I'm asking. That's the specific nature of what I'm asking, Mama Jenkins is, and I want somebody to tell me I'm wrong. This is a situation where I hope I'm wrong because I don't want to see another black man fail. I get no, joy out of seeing another black man fail. Anytime we in any contest, I want us to win, right? And so I would hope that, hey man, we got a black mayor. He's gonna do big things. He's gonna be this really good leader, and I'm just not seeing it, little buddy. Not seeing it.
You know what, Kev? Hey, listen. A mayor that ain't doing shit, I don't mind seeing them fail. They ain't doing shit for us. They ain't doing nothing to help us. They hurting us. I don't mind seeing them fail.
Maybe I put race into it too much, Kamar. Maybe
Right.
I'm just a
Because
racist.
some black people, man, we can't put our faith in. We'd be some foolish. We'd be foolish.
Right. It's just, once again, and that was when he got elected, and we've had several people, and people express their opinions freely on Outlaw Radio. But I said, okay, let's hold up and let the brother get a chance because this is a black man who's gotten a position. And so I was willing to say, let's see. And I just ain't really seen
And
anything.
I could dig it, and we should be like that more. We should be able to be like that.
Yeah. Let's give us a chance.
We just don't see enough situations where we come through for each other.
Man, holla at your boy. It's not a bad session. If you got something to say positive about that, brother, hit the chat room or call the number, which is 262-202. It's 5131. It's on the bottom of the screen. Tiasha says Wisconsin Women Business Initiative gave a lot of grants to open up a business. I used to be their bookkeeper for them years ago. Yeah, Wibbick. Yes, I was fortunate enough to work with them when I worked for the housing authority, and they did give women a lot. Like they would help them set up savings accounts, and then once they put a certain amount of money in, they'd give them a couple G's or so, something like that. Yeah, Wibbick was doing a lot. I try to call them for some of my clients now, and nobody answers the phone. I'm like, what happened to the program? COVID killed a lot of shit, man. COVID changed a lot.
I think they still around though. I've been
They're
hearing
still there.
Yeah.
But a lot of organizations are still here, but they've just kind of trimmed down everything they do. Like pre-pandemic, you had people who had pride. Well, we doing this. We got this initiative. We on that initiative. COVID shut all that shit down. Just so now people like, okay, from now on, we're just gonna focus on these 3 programs. And that's the way a lot of organizations is running right now. So if you call them, you're gonna have to leave a message. Unfortunately, we're not in the office today. So somebody will have to call you back from their house. Kids in the background and shit. But no, I'm joking. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what the state of Milwaukee is. We finna be at the end of the year. It's about to be December, basically in 2 months. What is the state of the city? We know inflation is up nationally, and we know that there was this crazy bum rush of funding that Milwaukee got itself tied to towards the end of the year, and they waited till the summer to pop that shit out because between these tax increases and then this stadium tax, that was $100 million that was thrown upon the boy. So we're still, and is the stadium tax? We found out that we were paying that long after we were supposedly had to stop. So are we going to still be paying that and giving money for this repair that they need on this ballpark? What's the state of Milwaukee? What else did we get besides Dame Lillard? I don't know. Like,
I'm confused. I'm confused about that stadium. I mean that stadium too, man. Because they say the state is going to be a state tax and a city tax. So do that mean the people in the city pay taxes twice on that motherfucker?
Well, Wisconsin has income tax. Not every state has income tax. So the state of Wisconsin invented income tax, right? Usually you make your money, you pay the feds, you pay your Social Security, you pay whatever. Wisconsin said, no, we're going to tax you on your overall income too. That's why we don't have toll booths on the highway, right? Like Illinois does. But so check this out. We are going to end up paying twice because the state owns the stadium, right? And so I think was it 200 million of the funding comes from the state. So you're right, Kamar. We're going to be paying on the state level and as a citizen of Milwaukee,
just because we live in Milwaukee.
right? Because this is the largest tax. The tax revenue from here is running things, like Cream Cord said in Black Dynamite. I don't know if you ever said. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Hey, the same city where they pushing all the people out that's paying on this shit.
Well, because you bringing new people in who have more money, so your revenue will be higher.
But at this point right now, you know what I mean? The people that's here are the people that they pushing out that's going to be paying on this shit. Like in the next months or whatever, when this shit kick in, it's still going to be a bunch of black people down there that they trying to push out.
That's right.
They're going to be paying taxes all at the same time. Like,
as long as you here, you paying.
This shit suck like a motherfucker, dog.
Yeah, especially, and that's what I'm saying. If anybody or if any city deserves, you know, injection into the economy, it's us, because we've allowed them to come in with these new taxes and fees and all this, and we've still reelected these individuals. So you think one hand washes the other, they can say, okay, these motherfuckers have been loyal. I mean, because now, Rel, that's a perfect segue into what I want to talk about, because you put this up about Senate Bill 486. And we've talked about right now leaving hundreds of millions of dollars on the table because your stick in the mud, stick up the ass conservative state won't legalize and decriminalize marijuana. So what's up with this Senate Bill 486?
So it was saying that it proposed that it would be legalized recreationally for adults, and then qualifying medical patients, but then anyone 21 or older will be able to possess. Any adult will be able to possess it like up to 5 ounces, but anyone 21 or older will be able to grow up to 12 plants in a private residence for personal use.
Okay, and this is proposed. This is a senator from Wisconsin who's proposed this.
Yeah, it was a Democratic senator. Then I think they said it was back 10 of the 11 Democrats or something like that.
Okay. When you're surrounded by 3 states who have legalized recreational marijuana with dispensaries, and Minnesota just legalized in August. Illinois was first, I believe, and Michigan, what, about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago? So
for Michigan,
you talking about so much money, and people say, well, Kevin, the problem is that money will never get to the community. Well, I kind of disagree. I kind of feel like anytime there's something that builds wealth in the city and creates opportunities, everybody benefits. Not that I believe in trickle-down economics. I'm not a Ronald Reagan fan. I just believe, like, and people say, well, the white people is the ones who gonna be controlling it. Well, the one thing that'll happen is I said decriminalized, meaning we won't be going to jail for the shit anymore. It's stupid for somebody with 3 or 4 pounds to be serving time with a murderer. That's just dumb. Fuck Harry J. Anslinger. Go back and look it up. Right? Shy Mo, what it do, man?
What it do, family? Y'all miss me yet? Miss the motherfucker?
Not really. How you doing?
Yeah, I can tell that you didn't because I didn't get a link.
Well, we've had this conversation
What's going on, brother
times.
Kamar? How you doing, brother Kamar?
I'm all right.
I'm all good.
Right. The professor, the doctor, and the Negro whisperer. And now y'all got the capo on the phone. What it do?
Ain't nothing, man. We've been moving along kind of nicely at a nice smooth pace, right? We were talking about the stupid nature of the fact that recreational marijuana is not legal and decriminalized in Wisconsin because of the hundreds of millions of dollars. Look at Denver. People can chime in and say, Kev, I live here, or I've been there, and that money ain't da-da-da-da. But I just feel like it just makes no sense.
Let me ask you a question. Why would they relieve the pressure that marijuana brings or puts on on people, right? You know, it would really disrupt this prison pipeline, right? And we know that in Milwaukee, it's about the prison population. It's about keeping people oppressed, right? They don't care about relieving some of the pressure on the citizens, right? That's why we got the tax hike. That's why we about to pay for the brewer shit. That could go towards all of that. They don't care about that, bro. They don't care about that. We know this.
Well, once again, since it's election season, and when politicians come to talk to us to ask for our vote, what I'm really saying is there should be an ask. And I think really in Milwaukee, people of colors, especially black voters, need to learn how to develop an ask, because you can go and protest and march and sing and shit on yourself piss on yourself in front of City Hall, and they ain't gonna give a damn if you can't go in there with a definitive ask, which means or demand, if you will. When they say, well, what is it that you want? This is
Right.
what we need done, and have it be set in place. It's just like, that's why most of the time they say, well, okay, we'll tell you what. You don't really know, you're trying to figure it out. We're gonna give you a little bread till you figure it out, go over here and try to set your structure up. And then once you take that, it's you compromised, as they say. So I want people to say to young little dude when he come to talk to him, and he come out to the black venues to say, hey, brother, can you lay out to us what you plan on really doing about the state of black economics in this city? Do you really have a plan? What about this movement? Let's try to get this marijuana legalized and decriminalized. I won't even say legalized, I'll say decriminalized. Let's generate some revenue. I like to hear what he say without giving you some super political made up in a bottle answer of, well, we're having conversations and we're talking to people, and I've said many times, no, motherfucker, that's not answering my question.
Have you invited him?
I have not. I don't have his number.
What?
I should text him.
Oh man, we gotta invite him. What he do?
Yeah, I don't really need to deal with that. I'm pretty sure I've been through this. I've seen this rodeo before. He ain't coming on here. He's not coming on here. Mama Jenkins said you are not wrong. Little buddy is from the hood, and he known the conditions of this city. It's filthy as hell. He should be ashamed to ride around and call himself the mayor. Damn, come on, you all right?
Come on, you good, bro? You been taking your ginger shot?
Nah, man, allergies.
I'm like, this nigga just blow his nose.
My bag. Hey, I thought I hit the mute button.
If I'd have blew my nose, I'd have got hung up on.
I would have hung the fuck. Mama Chica said we plagued with an increase in overdoses, gun violence, carjacking, domestic violence, just to name a few. We got all the niggers in everyday leadership, and things are more fucked up now than ever. Yeah, we had there was the whole, what was they calling it initially? It was the Black 7, wasn't it? Like where everybody over every major office was black.
Oh yeah.
And we was like, oh shit, Chocolate City. And then it was like,
hey, none of them niggas did us no good before that.
Well,
Chocolate City, no result.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, what? So I don't, and I listen, I understand change is hard to change, especially with a culture, and a culture that's embedded so deeply as Milwaukee is with the white power structure. White people still have a very, 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 very powerful stronghold on how things go in this city because they have old money here. You have white families that have old money. Right, we ain't cracking them circles yet. They still have a real good blue blood kind of. We don't think about this. You don't process this unless you do your research. Look at some of these homes in Door County and in Manitowoc and in these suburbs. Look at their listings. Sometimes they just had a model house that they said, well, maybe we can sell this house to Dame Lillard when he moves here. It got a sports bar in the basement.
Yeah, I seen that.
The first floor is a club.
Basketball court with bleachers and shit in it.
We ain't saying who. Listen, We ain't seeing that. The average Milwaukee person that's a person of color. Now I know some, shout out to Keith Terry. I know he got the big thing going now. But most brothers and sisters here ain't seeing that kind of wealth. We're not dealing, we ain't even in them circles. So they still have a very strong hold, a very, very strong grip on how things move in the city, especially how money
Y'all
comes.
need to do what I did, KB.
What's that?
Y'all need to re-identify yourselves, right? Like this week, I'm a white lesbian female.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I could never call myself a white lesbian female. I don't really even know what that means. I don't know if that's some Wayne Brady shit. Like what do you say?
Of course.
He's pansexual.
Hey man, we can identify as anybody, right? I filled out a job application last week and I put down a white man. I said I'm white.
When they call you, they gonna be like, you ain't fooling nobody.
And you can tell them I identify as a white man.
Right. You can say that.
Prove me wrong.
You can say
I'm
that.
a lesbian and I'm a white man.
We gonna identify you as unemployed.
What? What do you say?
We're gonna identify you as unemployed because you can check other. But he's right. He's right. Technically, you could check other. You could check other on the application and then write some shit in like white lesbian female or whatever. Change your pronouns, and then when you get to the job interview, they can't say, "Hey, why you put white down? You ain't white." But what like Kamar said, they just won't call your ass back.
Right.
Call your ass unemployed. He said. Oh, your name is Mr. Unemployed. That's a good point, though. You could technically, because people do it all the time. My pronouns is it, they, them, and all this bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Everybody else, just not us.
Right. Well, yeah. Anytime we get involved in the shit, it goes bad. But she said, Tiarsha said Sean Moore is a finger snap away from being a clear person. Hey, if he's a white lesbian female, he pretty much is already there.
Tell Tiarsha, don't start no shit with me, man. I can identify it. Next week, I might be a German Shepherd. Who the fuck knows? Man. Right? Somebody at my son's school is identifying themselves as a toilet. They got sent home. I mean,
you might already be that already a German Shepherd.
I might already be what, bro?
You might already be a German Shepherd right now. You probably just don't know it.
I don't know how I should accept it.
You said next week you're gonna be a German Shepherd. I said you already won.
Next week. This week I'm a white male lesbian.
A white female, I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a perfect example of really not knowing who the fuck you are, right? Like this is pretty much what's going on in people's heads who got to put all this crazy shit down on applications. And it's funny that we get on that subject because how far is that line blurred when it comes to male sexuality, black male sexuality or black masculinity? Because I seen the football players. This is also in the group, the People's News Network. The football players from Hamilton High School, all brothers. Somebody put this footage up where they are in the locker room and they start humping on each other. They're playing like
this was before a game. It looked like
they were in full uniform.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's after practice or what.
Dry humping on picking certain teammates and everybody.
What were they going to play?
Dry humping on them.
This is just footage. Somebody I don't know if they put it on social media, but it's just a bunch of young brothers and like they are doing stuff like one dude is grabbing one foot and the other dude is grabbing the other foot holding, and then the other dude get on him and he's just hunching on him and I'm like, right. Well, it's simulated. I mean, and some dudes just can't get up off the floor. They just rolling over laughing. And they just having a good old time. And I'm like, so there's really no line here. Because if I played football for a long time. Any locker room I'm in and that goes on, we got a problem, especially if you grab me. Like somebody getting fired on. Like I'm not like, dude.
That's I think that's kind of gay, bro.
But they was playing with it. they was playing with it. It's not. I don't think it was a big deal to them.
That's a prelude to gayness.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a joke to them. Maybe that just goes to show that they don't even really trip on it like we do. Like, because the way we even communicate has been kind of ostracized, because we used to say to each other in the community, man, that's gay, or man, you acting gay, dog. Are you looking real gay right now?
We wasn't saying that. We were saying, man, that's some fag shit.
Well, we were saying gay, but they said it was wrong. They was like, well, why is it that? Why does it have to be gay? That's where the whole line for Huey came from in the Boondocks, when she said, nigga, you gay. That's what everybody, oh man, why you acting gay?
Yeah.
So that they took that. They said, you can't say that. That's not politically correct anymore. So
that's a real bitch ass Santa.
I don't know. Talk to your sons. I guess that's what I'm saying. You always talking about check on your people.
I ain't talking about son. What you trying to say, bro?
I'm talking about
my gay son.
I'm talking about everybody. I hope you don't think that this show is us talking to you. It's a lot of people listening. It's not about Sean at this point.
Oh.
You already said you was a white lesbian female. So we've moved on from that. So I'm talking to people. Right. Talk to your sons. Anybody who has a child, talk to your son, talk to your daughter, and figure out where their head is. If they're of age, if he's a youngster, pay him some attention and see watch how he's moving. I'm like, yo, hey, come here, man. Why you doing that? We have to speak to our kids, man. That's the part of it that little buddy is probably, like he could use is, it ain't my fault y'all kids bad as hell.
Like, who is little buddy again? We talking about Chevy, right?
Yeah.
When you say little buddy?
Yeah, little buddy. Listen.
Little buddy Chevy.
Yeah, people let's tell the truth about the whole parent. We have a parenting crisis right now, y'all.
We do.
We talked about son husbandry and women who every day I see somebody talking about a relationship online. Every time I see somebody talking about a relationship online, I immediately turn them off. Because most people don't know what the fuck they talking about. Hey, ladies, especially when it's a dude trying to tell, I'd be like, dude, stop it, man. Spare me. You don't know what you're talking about. But people are on that. So that's another part of why we don't make good parents, because the woman don't need the man and the man don't need the woman, and the child support and the courts, and in the middle, you got the kid running buck wild in between both parents, right? It's a parenting crisis, man. So
when you hear a woman say that they don't need a man, let them know that I'm lesbian.
Right. I'm pretty sure you'll have an opportunity to tell them yourself, because you're going to be at Pride Fest and you'll see them. And so they'll be like, hey, Sean. And you'll be like, hey. So I'm pretty sure you'll get a chance to communicate. No, I'm not
going to Pride.
You said you was going to Pride Fest last time. You said you was a lesbian. I asked
that was a while ago. I had to rethink that, because people may think I'm gay instead of being a lesbian.
I'm sure in your world, somehow, some way that makes sense. I'm sure it does. Right. She said, Tiarsha Arthur said they said they was hazing each other. My sons would have been beating ass. Like, that's just something it wasn't funny to me. There was nothing funny about that to me. Like even when we was young, like that wasn't funny. Like to somebody who would.
That's not hazing. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
Like, okay, you hazing, but you use the you the giver or the taker. Either way is gay. Either way is gay as fuck.
Yeah, but I don't. Once again, I think my point is I don't think that it's as big a deal to them, because even we talk about women who say they don't need a man. Y'all know lesbianism. Y'all know lesbianism is not even frowned upon now, right? Like that's why a lot of women are saying they don't need a man, because it's no big deal to be a lesbian.
That's the point I'm talking about the Hamilton players, right? Like you said, they may not think nothing of it. The players may not think shit of it, like it's just a game to them. They in there playing, but that's the problem. This gay shit done been desensitized,
right?
You know what I mean? So now they in there playing like this, thinking it's a fucking game. This shit ain't no game, man. That shit's sick. Whether you giving or taking.
somebody perhaps should pull these youngsters to the side, and I don't know what family. I don't know.
Hey,
But
and the way
if
society
I knew
is,
one of
and
those
the way
young men, I
society,
would pull him to the side and say, "Listen, I want you to tell me why you thought that was cool," and I would explain to him why it's not.
right?
You
Hey,
know,
and the way society is, you will be frowned upon.
either way,
You know what I'm saying? It's
either
some
way,
bullshit, dog.
right? But I reserve the right as a parent. I reserve the right to talk to mine,
We
though.
can't even protect manhood the way
They can't
let people talk about it. We can't even protect manhood.
they can't tell me what to say to mine, though. I reserve the
Right.
right to
No
be a
doubt,
parent.
no doubt.
I'm not gonna be, hey, you can look down all you want. You know what I'm saying, whatever. But there's once again parenting crisis. If it wasn't, I don't think we'd see some of the listen. Shout out to MPS kids who have gone to these games this year and supported whatever team. I know the attendance was real low at some of the games. I'm talking about football. The city is saying now they're restructuring and rebranding Milwaukee City Conference Athletics. Because it's just listen, as I've had my son playing in the suburbs. I've gone to some schools that the facilities, like if you go to Greendale High School or you go to like one of these large schools, their campuses, their stadium, they got their own stadium. It ain't 20 people playing at Custer. Each school got their own field. They got an athletic center that's built that's millions of dollars. Like they have very nice setups for their kids. And so shout out to MPS and I know they worked with Common Ground to get the stadiums redone. When I played football in MPS, we go to South Stadium. It was one side you couldn't even sit on because the bricks was falling down. You couldn't sit on one side of the stadium. That's how old that shit was. And so they've redone that. They've redone Custer. They actually named Custer after Jimmy Banks. Now it's called the Jimmy Banks Stadium. There's a brother who played soccer from MPS who played at a pretty high level, I'm guessing. And so they are trying to put some energy into that because the suburbs is so far ahead of us. And I get it. They only got one big school or 2, 3 big schools, and we got like 50. Right? I get it. But man, Sharon Evans said emasculate the black man. Can that really be done though? Let's talk about that. Can they really emasculate us? Like I don't think you will ever be able to really totally emasculate the black man because there's always going to be some brothers who going to be like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. It is what it is. Black people just don't conform to like the regular white people norms. A lot of us just be like, nah, fuck it. This in our community, this is how it's gonna be. It's a lot of black people who still do whoop their kids' ass. Like we say, oh, we need to whoop ass. Some people who still do whoop their kids' ass. I don't encourage overindulgence in physically beating the shit out your kid. If you got to whoop your kid every 2 or 3 weeks, something else is wrong. So you need to be looking at that. Like, what's really going on? Why do I have to? She said Jada did Will Smith. I don't believe she's done that to Will. I believe, Will has done it to himself because he could always leave, right? He could always. Do you believe he's that like whipped where he can't, like he's powerless? I don't think he cares, and I honestly think he plays into it. To tell you the truth, I'm watching him. She's pulling out books, signing him. He's smiling, he's laughing, he's joking. I feel like he's playing into it. I don't feel like he's emasculated at all. I think she's crazy as hell, but that's what that celebrity shit will do to you. That's why I don't, that's why I don't subscribe to that. I don't think. Do you think Kamar Rail? You think we could ever truly be emasculated? I don't think that could ever happen. I don't think you can do anything to destroy black masculinity.
No, I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna learn how to correct this shit ourselves or whatever it is they trying to program. You know what I mean? We're gonna figure it out. Everything come back full circle.
Okay.
The earth cleanses itself, so does the body. You know what I mean? Everything come back, man. So no, I'm with you. They'll never be able to completely do that. They can try, but they probably be gone before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't get overexcited on that.
No.
I'm missing calls. Dion,
I
my
hate
bad.
what
You're
I hate
back.
what I'm although I hate what I'm seeing out here.
Right. Yeah. I just don't. I think is because there is way more, and this is something else we've always talked about on the show because this is our panel is a perfect example of this. There's millions of black men who are active fathers, love their kids, do what they need to do, take care of their business. I know too many of them. And that was always the running joke on Outlaw Radio when I would say the sister asked me, what do you say to your homeboy who don't take care of his kids? And I'm like, I don't got no homeboys who don't take care of their kids. I don't. I don't rock with dudes like that. So,
Yeah.
and that's not a condition of friendship. It just so happened that real recognize real. So, and I ain't gonna say every one of my guys is with his baby mama or he was there in the house with him, but he was there for him, at least on whatever financial position he could be in, time and all of that, he was there for him. Mama Jenkins says, what do y'all think about these gas station dope dens being open all night and people losing their lives over stealing ice cream at 3 a.m.? Was this another one? Was this another gas station murder, Mama Jenkins? Did I miss this? Because and they did vote to take the license of the gas station that Sean them was protesting. They did. They took their license. I don't know who's gonna reopen it. I've heard people talking about, well, black people, there needs to be a black buyer or something like that. But so what was this situation? Somebody got killed over some ice cream. Dre said, I think Jada has a tape he don't want out. Maybe it's so irrelevant to my situation. It's typical celebrity mumbo jumbo smokescreen distraction shit to me at this point with Will and Jada. It's completely irregular. It's completely unconventional. It's so such a celebrity millionaire issue. Regular people don't go about things the way, obviously, and I don't know the inner workings of their home, but I don't feel like I'm gonna sit at a press conference with my wife writing a book about how she loves some other man. That's not normal. People will say, well, Kevin, you need to evolve. I'd be sitting there like, man, I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. Like Kevin then walked out the press conference. Um she said they are trying and successful for the most part. I don't think they're successful at emasculating black men. I guess because I'm a black man. Do you feel anybody on here feel emasculated? When I walk in the room, my presence is still my presence as a man. I still conduct myself as a man. I don't feel like I'm going everywhere.
I
And
know. Hey, well, we can agree. We see a lot of gayish men out here.
is that emasculation or is that a result of them being raised by single mothers?
I think that's a form. That's somewhat emasculation. They ain't as masculine as they should be, right?
That I don't is masculinity defined by bravado? Are we saying you have to? Because that's just like putting on a
Well,
background.
no. What I'm saying is this, right? Like, it's a bunch of black men out here that don't know how to talk to other black men. They scared to talk to, you know what I mean? You done seen them out here scared to talk to you and shit, especially when it's a problem.
Okay. I'm
I ain't
here.
talking about no
Where
nigga that
you at?
get rah-rah when it's a problem, not know how to talk about something, but just somebody like when it's an issue, say it's an issue at the job, and they don't know how to approach you about it. So they, you know what I mean? Or when you talk to them about something, you know what I mean? They take it as though you really coming hard on them, or you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. They just ain't man like they should be.
Okay. I get what you're saying as far as some brothers having effeminate mannerisms. I think that's what you're saying. And like when there's an issue and y'all got a problem and y'all need to chop it up, and you're like, bro, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? As my son said, you good? So I think there is that, but I don't know. Kamar said he feels like that's part of being emasculated. I don't necessarily, because if you got a single mother, it doesn't mean you're gonna be gay, right? And doesn't compromise your masculinity, I guess, depending on how she raises you. Because if she raises you and that's what she shows you, you're always around her girlfriends, there's never really any kind of real positive male interaction or anything like that. Yeah, you probably gonna have some effeminate ways. But if a single mother can raise you and have you with your daddy, you go with your daddy, and whatever like that, and you won't be effeminate. But it is some brothers who have female ways, when especially when there's conflict. It's like, why do act like that? You just smack his lips.
Yeah, see, I don't know the difference between. I don't know what people mean by emasculated. I don't know if they mean that a person is effeminate, showing women characteristics, or if emasculated mean that like somebody got their car pulled. Like I don't understand. I guess what emasculated in the term that is being used is it almost like how we would say castrated. I mean, what is the I guess the definition of it? Shit.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. All right.
Okay.
To deprive of strength, vigor, or spirit, weaken, to deprive of virility or procreative power, castrate, to remove the androcenium of a flower in the process of artificial cross pollination. That's,
Oh, okay.
that's funny. Dion, what's popping with you, homie?
Man, what's happening, cuz? How y'all doing tonight?
Peace.
We're good. We're good. What's happening with you?
Oh, nothing. Here y'all talking about these old fly boys out here, man. Yeah, I seen that on your news feed with the what you call that with the football players and stuff. That was bogus though. You know what I'm saying? That was out of order though. Whoever took that picture, that video, they shouldn't have let that guy out though. But it's a lot of things going around nowadays, man. And thank God, we at the age that we at where we ain't, indulging in no type of behavior like that, because that's foul though, for men to be out here. And I was talking about that the other day, and I don't be mad about people doing what they do because that's your business. But where it bothers me is when, it get pushed down your neck. I'm sitting up here, I like animated cartoons. I was sitting up there the other night trying to watch a little cartoon on Netflix. And I see the cartoons kiss each other. I said, boop, stop it right there, hit it with a thumbs down, got it up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I just don't want to see nothing like that, man. But, as the time go on, Kev, we going to see more and more of that because it's starting to be more accepted, though. You feel what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, but once again, yeah. Can you hear me, Dion?
Yeah, I hear you.
But I don't, once again, the conversation, the question we're asking is that emasculation though? Because Sharon Evans is saying, look at these athletes wearing dresses and carrying purses. And I want to say fashion, that's just one, that line has always been kind of, in the 80s, which we consider back in the days, OG days, androgyny was the biggest thing in pop culture. I grew up seeing Boy George and seeing David Bowie and all these rock stars with makeup on and celebrities with makeup on. We seen all of this growing up. Little Richard just came out in the 40s, right?
Yeah, bro.
Flip Wilson was doing Geraldine, and he was looked at as a comedic genius. We laughed at Wanda. Jamie Foxx as Wanda.
I didn't like that. That to this day. Wanda and Tommy Davidson, I thought they was homosexuals because they just acted. They just didn't, they just didn't fit in right with that though. But I really do though think that's, listen, man, I've been thugging for a long time, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff you just named, I never really paid attention to that. Cyndi Lauper and Boy George and all that. Little Richard and Prince. I couldn't tell you one Prince song but Diamonds and Pearls. That's it. And Purple Rain. I wasn't no Prince fan. I didn't,
Missing out, man.
NWA is Too Short. What you say?
And Prince was a genius, man.
I say you missing
Yeah,
out.
I still don't even listen to Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Get you.
But yeah, though. So all that stuff with it was going on. Maybe like my eyes was like a horse with blinders on. Maybe that stuff was going on the outside of me, but you know, man, I grew up in the hood, 45th and North. Then we moved on 9th and Keith. I'm trying to smack ass, grab some thick. I'm all in the Caribbean Club, 618. You know what I'm saying? I'm macking on something though. So all that, you know, and then that fashion statement, bro, we weren't wearing that. That's just like I get into it with people now. I'm 290 some pounds, bro. I'm not putting on no skinny jeans, bro. I'm not. My guy be like, man, why you got on them big ass pants? Because 10 or 15 years ago, we was wearing big clothes. I'm gonna wear something where I can move around in it, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like all this whole weird stuff that be going on, it just be too much for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if you want to wear panties, you know. The most feminine a man got when we was in the house correction doing time, niggas used to use lady speed stick. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, you know, I don't be, you know, sometimes I need to go get I ain't never want to get my feet did. Women be like, you need to go get your feet did. But I'll just go to the podiatrist and have them do my feet. I ain't about to be sitting up in there and, you know, just feeling all funny.
Well, now hold on, wait there, because I've gone with my wife. I've done that, you know, get to Manny and play with your wife. That ain't gay. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. The way brothers' feet be looking, especially mine, I was in desperate need.
I know.
And if you if you're sleeping in the bed with a woman, like this is where you should be. When she say you need to cut your toenails, you gotta do something about them because you can't just be scratching her all up at night. So that ain't gay.
I sleep with socks on though. I sleep, so you ain't gonna take me. But I mean, what is though? I mean, it's to be. You know, see, that's the thing though. You know what I'm saying? See, this is where that borderline bullshit come in. Now, back in the 70s and the 80s, when pimps was doing all that, getting manicures, they was calling them, you know, you know, like remember back in the days when the pimps used to have one of their pinky nails painted. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember having it long, but not painted. It would be long.
Yeah, well, they had it. Yeah, they had it long and painted though. That was the cocaine nail. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but it wasn't painted, Dion. It was just long.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. You know, like what ain't even like it became acceptable for men to wear pink. Remember back in the days, you couldn't wear no pink. You couldn't wear no pink in the 80s growing up. You was a sissy. See, them the names we used back in the days, sissies and the other ones and gumps and this, that. We ain't use he's a homosexual and he's gay. He's you know, the F word. You know what I'm saying? Sissies, bulldigger. You know what I'm saying? Like we use, and then they didn't do bulldaggers though.
Now let me first of all, Mama Jenkins said that another murder happened on Hampton where somebody was killed. She said Hampton and Appleton, a man got killed here. Was it over ice cream at 3 a.m? Because that's not too far from where I'm at.
My mama told me about somebody getting killed out there.
Okay.
She did. I don't know when it happened though.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's when you got to stay out the way.
MC Tone said these new brothers wear their hearts on their sleeve. They are very emo. You're correct, MC Tone. They are very emo.
They is.
Sharon Evans said, look at all these athletes wearing dresses. Okay, I read that one. Well, I mean, for them, I think that the best way when you playing a celebrity game, your object is to stay hot and stay relevant. So one way you're gonna be sure that your views and shit is gonna go up is to do something like that. Motherfucker go to a fashion show and wear a kilt. He knows everybody's gonna be talking about him. So that's just part of the game. I don't know if that means we're emasculated either. I'm gonna read the definition for
emasculated. To the point where, to the point where we feel like it's okay. Like, you see what I'm like? I just feel like it's a lot of shit that wouldn't have been stood for, you know what I mean, before that is stood for now. I get it, like you said. Like I remember a time in history when men was wearing some suspect ass shit. That was a little bit before our generation. You know what I mean? Like we talk about when Dr. Dre, you know what I mean, before he was with the NWA. He
was in costume.
You know what I'm just what I'm saying, but back then it was okay. You know what I mean? They said it was okay then, but we feel like it ain't. I just think it's some shit that ain't, man. Like, it wasn't no emotional issues. It wasn't no bunch of men running around with emotional issues. Like a bunch of men, you know what I'm saying, you could tell was raised by all women. You know, it's a whole bunch of shit that's different now than it was. And that's why I say, like, yeah, I could see it happening out here. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like they can 100% emasculate us.
I don't either.
Yeah, these drugs fucked a lot of these kids up too, don't care.
Well, that goes without saying. Listen, Sharon is saying black men in commercials talking about going to get pedicures, the Metro black men. Well, I went to church, so we always had choir directors who were Metro. The original Metro dude was the director of the choir. He gonna wear the suit. He has matching contacts with his suit and his hair done. He was flaming.
That's what they called him. Hey, that's what they.
And you know what he like too. You know what he like. That's just like
allegedly
the one man. That's just like the one man that said, like, it's men out here, literally, no bullshit. It's men out here that think that if they get head from a man or bust him down, they not gay. They don't think they gay.
There's some people.
There's some guys. There's a bunch of niggas in prison that feel like that.
They gonna change the definition.
She said Prince was masculine. That was always the funny thing about Prince and Michael Jackson is you hear Michael Jackson talk, and I've heard now people say Michael he spoke like that in public, but he really could, his normal voice. But Prince was always, no matter how high he sang, when you talk to him, his voice was very deep. Like it was like, whoa, wait a minute, his voice don't match him.
Yeah, I
need to take you to the rack on the court.
Right, that's what they say. She said, "Don't talk about my hubby Prince. Rest in heaven."
Hey, you know what? I argue with somebody to this day that not Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross ain't gay, because ain't nobody came out and said they bent him over though.
Well, right, but there's a lot of people who. That's a different. See, we start having conversations about suspicions on people's sexuality. It's different. I've watched a lot of YouTube stuff that talk about him and whatever. Mama Jenkins said, ladies, a lot of men need a pedicure. Their feet and toes need to be cleaned and their toenails. That's right, man. My wife will conveniently remind me, like, you need to do something about your feet. Sharon Evans said it was long and pointed and their hair was buttered. Yeah, the pimps used to have the long nail with the perm. He'd be in the beauty salon with the women talking shit. She said no.
Yeah, I had a perm back in the day.
So she said, okay, so Tiarsha's giving us some light on what happened on Hampton. She said a guy was getting robbed and the mofo took his life on Appleton and Hampton. Okay.
Man.
So did the guy who was getting robbed get killed or the robber got killed? The guy was getting robbed and the mofo took his life. Okay. She said a kilt is not a dress. It's not, but I'm just saying if you put one on just because it's like that, it just gets you 2 times the... Right. Okay, there we go. There you
go.
Black
people, it's a dress.
So let me read this again.
We don't wear that shit.
So let me read this again. This is the definition: to deprive of strength or vigor, to weaken, to deprive of virility or procreative power, to castrate. I don't think that's happened to black men. Have we lost strength? Have we lost our? I mean, and I'm talking foundational black American men. I'm not talking about fuckboy and the rah-rah and them. Shout out to you if your name is rah-rah. I'm talking about real brothers who down to it. I don't feel like we've lost strength. I don't feel like we've lost vigor. We still are our parents, so we're still able to be procreative. And I haven't been castrated up to this point. I know I'm being a little literal, right? For the definition, but when you say the black man is emasculated, I say, is he though? Or is there some rhetoric that might seem like they were trying to do so? There's a line here. And I want to talk about it. She said a 54-year-old man was getting robbed and got killed. Okay, that's what happened on Appleton and Hampton. Okay, Mama Jenkins, are you thinking about something different? Because I thought she said it was somebody. Either way it go, it's murder at a gas station. Once again, somebody lost their life. Really don't matter who did it.
Hey, I'm about to hang up real quick.
Okay. Shout out to you,
no,
Dion.
But we watching somebody get demasculated right in front of us, Will Smith. She demasculating the fuck out of him.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he is who he always have been. I don't think
he been a mob.
I mean, yeah, that's one
He
way to
always
count
been
it.
a mall.
Right? I'm
Yeah,
not
but
disagreeing with that.
I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Shout out to the Outlaws, Real, Kamar. I heard my nigga Shine on there. Well, Juice Lady at tonight, she probably somewhere fucking somebody's life up. But anyway, though, man, y'all stay up, man. Y'all be smooth. I'm gonna hang up and listen, man. Glad you made it tonight, Kev. I meant to text you to see what we on tonight, but you know we got to get our little therapy on. We got to get our little therapy on for the week, man. I love you niggas, man. Y'all stay up, be smooth, and shit. We all safe in the house. Well, I'm still at work. But I'm taking my ass straight to the crib because I don't want nothing to be happening in my food life when I'm outside.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
bro.
All right, man.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Okay, so Sharon is getting to, because I was looking at this from a different perspective. So Sharon says, let's not confuse homosexuality with emasculation. It's not an individual thing, but the black man's image in this country in movies, TVs, and sports. The image the image, she feels like they're trying to, I think they're trying to make it more user friendly. I think definitely they want to try to make it seem it's actually, for all intents and purposes, it's an inaccurate portrayal of us. What you see on TV and what you see in movies, and what you see in rap and videos, that's actually an inaccurate portrayal of us, because most of the time it's just a snapshot of some small behavior within a community. Like if you're watching movies about, dope dealers and gangs and all that, that's all you're going to see on that movie. But if you're in the city, you'll realize, damn, everybody ain't a dope dealer. Everybody ain't a gangbanger. Don't get me wrong. It's very common, but it's an inaccurate portrayal of us. That's why I'm saying, are we emasculated? Because if just because a commercial has a watered down image of me, that don't affect my masculinity. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Maybe there is with the music and fashion. Fashion has always been dictated and driven by homosexuals. Homosexuals have a very large presence in fashion, in high fashion. So that's always been there. It's like brothers walking around with V-neck t-shirts.
I don't think it affect our masculine personally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But let's look at it as a whole, like the way we are viewed. You know what I mean? Like the way we viewed across the world, because we already know, like, remember growing up, like motherfuckers would tell you got to be careful, man. You know they scared of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they push this softer narrative of us, this softer image, this gayer image and shit, and make us start thinking it's okay to be like this. It's okay. It's okay. And then they put this shit in our food and this shit in this medicine and all this shit to help make us feel like, oh yeah, it's okay. And then we got the TVs saying that with all the gay couples on the commercials. Every movie you turn on, it's a gay couple now. And you know what I mean? Like, so it is an agenda being pushed. And I feel like the agenda is to make us feel like it's okay, for one. You know what I mean? And then like they can push this shit. We got black athletes. The supposed to be the strongest motherfuckers in our culture, you know what I'm saying, on TV with dresses and purses and shit. And you know what I mean? Come on, man. I think maybe it's emasculating to us as a whole. Like when you say black men, and not just certain black men, because some black men you just can't fuck with like that. We too strong-minded. You dig what I'm saying? But it's some out here that's weak.
Yes, society in general. Mama Jenkins said Sean was there right after it happened. Called and gave information about the gas station murder. They showed the blood and the ice cream on the ground. It was the cashier that got killed. He followed the young lady out the station, and the person in the car shot and killed him. Ooh, okay. So he was. So he was the 54-year-old. Was he black? You said it was a cashier. I need to get clarity on this.
Now I remember Sean being at a gas. No, this was a different gas station. I think he was at one night, and they was holding some people in the gas station and wouldn't let them out.
Oh shit! For real?
Yeah, he was doing it live, man. I meant to ask him about that while he was on the phone.
Okay, maybe he'll call back. Because I don't know, his phone bugged out on me. I don't know what's going on. He gonna say I hung up on him, of course, right? He gonna say I hung up on him. Just like every week he say, "Why you didn't send me a link?" And every week I tell him, "Tell me when you want to be on, and I'll send you a link." And then he still calls and says, "Where my link?" Right? It's crazy. She said, "I don't like the BMF image either." But see, okay, so that's where I was going. And I know this was not your intention, Kamar, but a lot of people will say, well, the flip side of that, well, we don't want our boys to be gay. We want them to act masculine, and we want to see the tough, strong side of black men. And then it becomes hyper thug. And you get now BMF and all these Ghost and
And
Power Book
see,
and
and
all
see,
these
and that
images
was,
of us as killers.
hey,
Then that becomes now people saying, well, that's too much. That's a negative portrayal of us too.
right. Now, see, and that was the narrative that was pushed before. You know what I mean? It's always some narrative about us. One was we thugs, and now everybody's scared. They get a police reason to shoot us and shit. And now it's a whole nother thing, I feel like.
So they saying, well, no, they portraying us as gay. No, they're portraying us as
No,
thugs.
before we was thugs. Like when we was growing up, you know what I mean? We was thugs.
We
And
still are now.
every time it was police encounters, they was talking about, well, I was scared. I'm scared for my life. They thugs.
That's
They got
still the
guns.
problem now. Look at
Yeah,
these.
it's still a
Look at
problem, but
these
it's
TV
still a
shows.
problem. But what I'm just saying, there was a difference back then, and like this is what we was talking about back then. And now, even just that it's a conversation about emasculation, it's got to be something about it, something to it, right?
I
So
just
I
think
feel like,
people need to make up their mind. Are we portrayed negatively as thugs, or are they making us look gay? Like I feel
well,
like it's
either way, both ways is bad. Let's be honest.
right.
So you know what I mean. It could be another narrative that they're gonna push 15 years from now. You know what I
I
mean? And
see
then
that.
it's gonna be all three narratives. You know, as many fingers to point at us as possible.
I see that. Michael Irvin, who came out and said his son is a
Oh,
rapper named Tut Tarantino or Tarantino Tut or something like this, and I guess he's spitting gangster raps. And Michael Irvin is like, son, you grew up in a gated community with 20,000 square foot houses. Nigga, your career is fucking over. But Michael Irvin is saying, but he is telling my life story, right? So he don't realize it, but this is how I really came up. You know, Michael Irvin's from the hood in Miami.
right.
And so he's like, well, he's telling my story, and I just think it's wrong. But so that's what I'm saying. On one hand, there's the portrayal of us even to this day as we're dangerous, and that's why the police do get away with I feared for my life, and everybody's like, oh, well, it was a black dude, we get it. But on the other end, you hear black people saying, well, they're emasculating us, making us look gay. Now, Kumar, you're right. They're both crazy. But I don't think one affects the other. I don't think that the image of us in the media even comes close to defining us as a people,
Right.
as black men.
I
I think
agree.
the media can't touch us as black, real like us brothers. We're here. We always have been, and no TV show, no song, no video, none of that, because it's natural. It's an organic thing. It's a gift, just like being a black woman is a gift from God. Being a black man is the same thing. Black masculinity in its finest, at its finest, is a blessing from God. We've been able to lead the multitudes. A strong black man has been known to be able to get a lot of shit done. So
That's
a
right.
TV commercial or a rap song can't affect that. Sean, you on the jack? You on the jack? Who you have locked up in the gas station, man? What's going on?
I ain't had nobody locked up in the gas station. Mama told me to call in and share with y'all about the latest gas station killing.
Okay.
The murder on Appleton and Hampton, which happened at 3:00 in the morning, which the gas station should have been closed, over a pint of ice cream that some young lady decided to take at 3:00 in the morning. I don't know what type of pills she was on, but she shouldn't have had those pills. The brother came from behind the counter to confront her, got outside, her boyfriend came out the car and killed him, just like that. Over nothing. Another case of somebody dying over nothing at one of these gas stations that they do not own. We're protecting property that's not ours, and the property is master than property. This is the new plantation. The north side of Milwaukee is a plantation, and the slave owners stay up the road. You got to go cross the viaduct, cross the pond, cross the moat to get to their ass. I say it's time for us to rebel and mutiny.
Rebel. Okay.
Yes,
Mutiny. Mutiny.
rebel. Yes, it's time for a mutiny. Um, it's time for us to burn the fields and charge the White House, bro. Charge the big house. Go in there and pillage like they pillage our community. It's time to take our shit back, or if we're gonna continue to suffer these tragic deaths, right? Over nothing. You know, these three that I'm focused on. 27 and Burleigh, security guard, lost his life over a 50-cent bag of chips. My nephew lost his life over 3 snack cakes, and the 50-year-old lost his life over ice cream, right? Snacks,
Hey,
right?
are
Snacks.
all of these incidents in which a person of color took another person of color's life?
Mm-hmm.
So then
Yeah.
what we rebelling for? What we burning down? What are we riding for?
Well, if we look at it historically, right, we can go back to Sambo and them and
Well, no. I
how
want to
they
look
were
at it.
spot-
I want to look at it in the present because you just said, and
well,
there's a
in
lot
the
of people,
present. I
who feel
mean,
the same way. There's a lot of people who feel the same way you do. So I'm asking because you
yeah.
said it. You said, well, it's time
Okay.
for us to go riot and mutiny and rebel and burn
Yeah.
the shit
Well,
down.
I
And I'm
never
saying,
said riot. I never said riot. I
you said
didn't say
you
burn
said
it down.
mutiny.
You said that.
You said
Okay,
mutiny.
I didn't say riot.
Okay, mutiny.
Don't put
Okay.
words in my mouth.
Okay,
Kevin.
he didn't say right. He said mutiny. Do you feel better? Mutiny, which pretty
Thank
much means the
Yeah.
same thing. But okay, semantics. But
Yeah.
okay, so let's mutiny on the bounty, which is a book, by the way. Right, like so.
Wow, that's
Right.
that King education course showing up, my
Right.
man. You my man. Make me proud.
Or that Walpon education. It's one of the two. We just got to figure out which one. So
Bro, I didn't get my education out of Walpon, and I don't appreciate you saying that.
Same curriculum. But listen,
you always taking shots, bro.
But
with
listen,
that little Dillinger.
listen, man, listen. He said with that little Dillinger, I'm Harlem Nights.
Yeah, pow.
Right.
Pow.
But no. So what I'm saying is, you said mutiny, rebel, insurrection. Yeah. You did say insurrection.
Yeah,
but why do I need to?
Man.
Why do we need to do that? Listen to what I'm saying, Sean. Why do we need to do that? Because one black man killed another. I need to go burn some shit down.
It's not just about one black man killing another, right? We're killing each other daily. You know what I mean? And we need to rebel against this new norm that has taken over our lives. That our lives don't mean anything, right? That's the new norm, man. Hey, we can kill each other and we ain't gonna say shit. But as soon as somebody else does it, then we up in arms. I'm saying if we go rebel against these power structures that take a life, we need to rebel against us as well, right? We need to hold us accountable too, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all of it, KT. Right? I really am, man. Yeah, I'm upset about the brother losing his life over ice cream, but I'm also upset over the brother who lost his life over an argument. Right?
Once again, I'm hearing
like walked on their shoes.
I'm hearing once again, and I'm not trying to isolate you. A lot of people
I think you are.
talk no, because a lot of people speak like this about burning down and rebelling and the revolution and all this, and I'm saying,
Stop saying burn down.
I didn't say you. I did not say you. I said people. Is your name a lot of people or Sean Moore?
Disclaimer: Sean Moore did not say that.
I think you already established that. I mean, you don't have to cut me off every time I say something. So I didn't say that. The show is not called Sean and Them. It's called Outlaw Radio. Okay.
Right.
So a lot of people say we should rebel. We should burn this down. We should do this. But I'm saying rebel against where we going. If we was going to get together and have a march for the people and march through the hood and set up shop in the hood and say, hey, This is about us doing to us. I ain't worried about what little buddy and them doing downtown yet. I'm talking about us, because if in every scenario it's a brother taking another brother's life, that's a major concern. It's that old song. Who can I run to? Who am I mad at? Who you mad at? The system made it this way. No, we got a bigger issue here.
Yes, we do.
So sometimes we gonna have to figure out how to fix us, because we ain't getting together burning down.
You know what I think? I think
unless we figure out to do us.
Hey, Kev, to what you saying though, I think one thing is like we gotta stop going to these gas stations and being they worker type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so now okay, you was just your job was just to stock the cooler with sodas and shit, but here you is paying security, chasing people outside for shit.
Yeah, you pretty much do whatever they tell you to do.
So then you taking too much responsibility now, nigga. You supposed to be stocking the cooler.
Fall guy.
Do your $40 a day ass job and leave people alone. You know what I mean? You ain't the security. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that's one of the biggest problems at these gas stations with shit happening like this. We got people overstepping their boundaries. Like, these people ain't nothing at these gas stations or corner stores healthy for us. You know what I mean? And it ain't even healthy for us to be working in.
And shout out to anybody who feel like, hey man, I'm doing what I gotta do. At least I can work here, make me an honest wage.
I get that.
Right. But I'm where I'm hearing you at is clear on that. A lot of times they do take some, disabled brother or some and have him just sitting there and you go out there and sweep up the cigarette butts and take the garbage out, and, side kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah, and then the kid or somebody, they see somebody stealing and then they turn them into the security guard.
Get him, right? Hey man, where you going with that?
You know what I mean? Turn a motherfucker into a house nigga.
Tiarsha says, is this the same one where Channel 12 said the cashier was off work? Someone tried to rob him and took his life. So if someone took his life over ice cream, his bitch ass will go to jail for life over that. Hopefully he will.
And then it's still a problem. Hey, and it's still a problem with us killing each other.
That's the biggest problem.
I believe it is the same one. However, I spoke with the person that works there, and it wasn't about no robbery. It wasn't no robbery. He was protecting somebody else's shit.
Okay. You was on the scene, so you got first. So
I was there.
Okay.
I went there. Yeah.
Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean. I saw you on the live the other night, man, at a gas station, and they was holding some people inside the gas station. What that was about?
That was early in the morning. That was at 6:15, 6:30 in the morning. That's what they do over there. When people come to the store, they lock the door behind them. And I'm trying to tell him that that's illegal. That's false imprisonment. When the police pulled up, he agreed with me. I'm like, ask him, isn't that against law? Isn't that possibility? He's like, yeah, but he didn't do nothing about it. He didn't even tell the clerk that he can't do that. He asked me what happened. Then he commences to telling me that this is happening all over the north side every night every night up until 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, where young cats going in these gas stations, they not taking nothing, they just turning shit over.
Well, I can kind of understand that, dude.
Right. Well,
yeah, I kind of understand it may be illegal, but if it was my store, like I want to do whatever I can to protect my store.
Well, thank you, Kumar, because I was about to say I used to be in the gas station on Silver Spring late at night, and it would be a group of kids, and they would wait. They would be waiting by the door. I wouldn't even be paying them no attention. And when they would buzz me in and I would open the door, they would come right in behind me and grab everything in the store and run. And dude would come right out. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get what I'm getting and leave, man. So he would.
Yeah, but this wasn't that though, KB. They didn't go in there to take nothing. They went in there angry. As you can hear on the on the video. He ain't saying I'm taking this. This young dude is frustrated. He's upset, right? And he's like, bitch ass motherfucker, I told you, motherfucker, stop playing with us. Disrespectful ass motherfucker, you know what I mean? They going off. And my thing was those babies and they dad. He trying to take his kids to school. And you got him locked in the gas station.
Okay.
Right.
You know, I had a problem with that, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been incarcerated, right? Don't lock me no motherfucking where.
Right.
Don't lock no fucking doors on me.
Right.
These are babies.
Too.
So we're not gonna start getting them adjusted to being in prison.
Okay.
So what you saying? They should just close down through the night?
From 12 to 6, close that motherfucker down.
Just close.
Man, that's kind of unfair to somebody who need to go to the gas station to get
Hold
something.
on, bro. If you need some, you know what you need before you go to sleep that night, right? If we look at the crime rate,
motherfucker catch the liquor store before 9 o'clock.
What if I work third
They
shift though?
That motherfucker.
What if I work third shift and I, you know,
you work third shift, that means that you're going to work before 12 o'clock. So you got time to get your gas and your snacks.
No, hold on. I might be. I got to get to work. I'll come on my lunch break and go to the store and grab me a sandwich. My point is this. Okay. My point is this. I think if you want to stay open late, you should have the necessary protocols and procedures in place to do so. And if you can't, and you have a certain amount of incidents, then you need to be shut down. But I think off top, if you can say, hey, I have the right security, I got cameras, it's lit up enough. And we all know, you know, in the inner city, there's a certain element that just cannot be avoided. In certain neighborhoods, it don't matter if I got 1 million cameras, the shit is lit up. A certain element's gonna be there. Now, just because they're there, just because they are there, then everybody else will no store then. That's what we saying. Right?
No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, before Alderman Pratt gave these people the freedom to operate 24 hours a day, stores and gas stations did not stay open 24 hours a day. They didn't.
Some
and the
of them
crime
did.
was not like it is now. Okay? If we talk about what worked in the past, and if we look at the numbers, man, if we look at the crime that happens after, say, 11 o'clock, it's outrageous. We can do something about it, right?
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So if we close all gas stations down, and there's no gas station in the city open after 12, you saying crime is gonna go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I sure am. I sure am.
I think there's a need for a 24-hour gas station somewhere. It's a shame that a community.
Where?
I'm saying there has to be some location in the city where there's a 24-hour. There's a need for a 24-hour grocery store. There's a need for. I don't think we should be limited in our business because people can't act like civilized people. Once again, my problem is with the people. My problem is with the people in the community that won't stop wilding out.
Do you get gas at 2 o'clock in the morning? How often do you get gas at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I have before.
How often?
I've gone to the gas station. I've gone to the gas station to get plenty different things late at night before. Like, man, I'm finna run up here and grab me a soda or a snack or, you know, a sweet or something. You never know.
So it wasn't a necessity though, right?
Well, I mean, you know,
it wasn't a necessity.
Depending on how you look at it. I needed something to eat.
Was it something, motherfucker? You didn't have to eat a Snicker.
According to you, I was hungry. Why don't I'm a grown man? Why I can't go get me something to eat? Because a motherfucker want to act up.
A piece of bread is more healthy.
Man, come on, man. Bread ain't even good for you, nutritionalist. Listen,
Dion
said. Dion said another thing about them foreigners that own these gas stations. They be messing with our underage youth. He said, I don't fuck with that gas station on Appleton and Hampton. They disrespected me a couple years ago, and I said, fuck them. it's a high action gas station, and I know I don't know if it's still the same owner, but he was known for fucking with people of color in there, talking shit to him, getting slick with him. He pulled a pistol on a couple brothers. Somebody I knew was on Facebook trying to protest. There's always a busted window or kicked in door at that gas station, right? Where somebody snapped out late at night. Tiasha
Did
said,
y'all talk about the young lady who was beaten up in Wauwatosa last night?
we did not talk about a young lady who got beaten in Wauwatosa. We did not.
Okay.
What happened there? What happened there?
I was just sent the video. I guess they got pulled over or something. I don't know the whole story. I'm just looking at the video. She was on the ground, and you see the officer beating her. She's a teenager, like 16, I believe it is. But she's on the ground, and he's punching her in her side. Now, if you're gonna arrest her, right? You ain't got to beat on her. She's already subdued.
Right.
Right. So yeah. I just want to share that. See if y'all had talked about that.
No, I'm telling you know, I could probably a two
I have an update for
two
Wednesday,
beatings per episode we talk about. We usually don't talk about every beating in the city. We talk about a couple of them, and then in other news, she said don't go to that gas station. That's what Tiarsha said.
Right.
I mean Sharon said the 64th and Silver Spring locks the door, and you have to go to the window, which is crazy. That's one thing I would never do. I'm not standing there. I said you don't let me in. You don't need my money. Mama Jenkins said, KB, when I grew up, there was nothing open after 9. They don't sell gas, they sell dope. Crime will be cut if nothing is open. Use cards like they do in St. Louis. I see my experience is different because I grew up on Capitol Drive, and there was always something open on Capitol Drive. So we would get together at night and walk to the gas station. Our times are different. I understand this, but I'm just saying it's a shame that the communities are so bad that everything got to close at 9. Liquor was sold after 9 when I was young. So the liquor store didn't close at 9. It closed at 12, I believe. So
no, the liquor store closed at 9. The bars were open.
No, the liquor store used to stay open later. You can sell liquor later than 9 o'clock though. When I was young, they didn't change that until like 92.
Yeah, you might be right.
When the homicide joint jumped up,
Right.
So I'm just saying, and I asked the question, will it cut crime? She said they don't sell dope, they sell crime. What I see at a lot of gas stations is other people selling dope at the gas station.
Right.
It ain't just it's not necessarily that. I don't know if they in on the bag, but I see a lot of brothers who say meet me at the gas station. And that's where you meet them at.
KB, they allow them many times to sell though because they know that if they up here, people gonna come visit the dope man and they gonna get their blunts from them. They gonna get their wraps from them, right? So yeah, I'm gonna stay open and I'm gonna God damn it, I'm gonna use the dope man to boost my business.
So then
I'm gonna allow him out here.
It should be illegal. It should be illegal for McDonald's to be outside of a gym, out of Planet Fitness then, because fat people gotta go work out and then they gotta come out and smell burgers. So
you don't set that shit up.
Behind that logic, that's what it should be.
Bro, that's not a good comparison.
I thought it was pretty good. Laugh, so as long as Rail laugh, I'm good.
It was funny then. It wasn't good. It was comical. Ha 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 ha.
She said, I don't know about the girl, but the guy that was driving kept going and dragging a cop in Wauwatosa. Okay, so it was a dude they were trying to get. Tiasha, I love it. Yeah. She's up on the news. Right. So maybe that's why the girl's getting beat because they had dragged the cop, which if you drag me, I probably whoop your ass too when I finally get you to stop the car.
So listen. When they say drag, because I seen that video now, I didn't know that these were two of the same instances, but I saw the video of him supposedly being dragged where he ran along the side of the car. He wasn't dragged. Drag is when your ass is hanging on and your feet, legs, and knees scraping the ground. He was running alongside of the car.
Well, okay.
He didn't have to stick his hands up in there.
Right? No. My point, and I think Tiarsha is doing an excellent job of illustrating. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because nobody else will say it. Black people be clowning. It be some wild shit going on. Like,
They do.
I'm not justifying what police are, but you gotta, like, police deal with some wild shit. And so it's yeah. So you're gonna get a police, and you done made me, drag me, my fucking legs skint up and tore my uniform and hit your ass with this stick
But
a couple
that's not
times.
what happened in this case.
Okay. But I'm saying a lot of stuff that's going on in our communities, we're doing it. We're the ones doing it.
Yes, sir.
We're killing,
Yes,
we're selling that. It's not
need
necessarily the Arab's fault. He just getting money off blunts. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be honest how I feel, because I see a lot of shit that we do, and then we'll point the finger at somebody else, but it's not them, it's us. That's why I love the Ice Cube song, right? Us. Y'all gotta go listen to that song. We'll always sing the blues because all we care about is hairstyle and tennis shoes, right? Remember that song? Pretty soon hip hop won't be so nice. No Ice Cube, just Vanilla Ice. And you'll sit and scream and cuss, but it's no one to blame but us. Okay. Y'all gotta go listen to the song. That's Cube, man. That ain't my rap. That's some legendary shit. That's bars, as they say.
I know it's cute. I know it's cute. I know it's cute.
But that made a lot of sense. Not that it's just a rap song, but it's like depth in there. There's a lot of knowledge in there about the responsibility and accountability we need to take on for our own community. Like we can complain about being emasculated as black men, but black men take the roles. Black men put on the shows. They make the songs. We kind of put that out there a little bit. I tell people all the time, if it's nighttime and I'm driving down the street and I see Young Thug in the hoods, or I'm walking down the street, I see Young Thug in the hood about 5-6 deep with hoods on, they pull their hoodies up, I'm expecting some shit to go down. That ain't no stereotype. That ain't no that's being smart. They own some shit. So, and I define myself growing up in the hood as you seen more than 5 or 6 of us walking down the street. We was either on our way to get into some shit or on our way from doing some shit. And so it's just true. It was us that needed to be checked. That's why a lot of us have changed our mentality. Dion said, look at all the homicide that's happening around at those gas stations around Capitol. My guy got killed at the gas station on Green Bay across from Burger King. You're right, Dion. It's always been a hot, but brothers was getting killed in apartment buildings on Capitol. That's why they tore so many of them down. People that got killed all over Capitol. It didn't have to be at a gas station.
Hey man, we ain't gonna just concentrate on Capitol though.
I mean, it's Atkinson too, but I mean, same deal, right?
We ain't just gonna concentrate on our area, KB.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. He said, I know a couple murders that have happened at that gas station on Atkinson and Keith by the women's prison and on 9th and Atkinson. That whole little area is tough, man. It's hell to take to the captain up there. You don't fuck around, you get scraped. She said the cop was hurt.
Up on 12?
On like 8th and Atkinson, up that way.
Like that, last week. Yeah.
Said that gas station on Cornell and Green Bay averaged 2 murders a year. It does, and I can't even believe that thing ain't even been closed down on Green Bay and Cornell.
They're on my watch.
Yeah,
I got my eye on that.
She said, "Don't justify the BS, Sean." Sharon Evans.
I'm not justifying it. TR. So what I'm saying is 2 wrongs don't make a right.
That was
right?
Sharon. That was Sharon Evans. Evans.
Sharon. Well, Sharon, my dear Sharon, I'm not justifying it. What I'm saying is that 2 wrongs don't make a right. And the young lady was subdued, right? You didn't have to start punching on her. You take her ass to jail. You lock her ass up, right? And you go through the process.
What about what Kamar defined as occupational hazards, though? When you out here in this kind of lifestyle and you living wild and it's reckless, do you expect for somebody to say, "Oh, I'm going to take the time and treat you like you're civilized"?
I expect the police to honor their oath. That's why you took the job, right? You have a different responsibility, and you said you would uphold this oath, right? And you're supposed to treat all people fairly, and all of that shit, right? And when you don't, then we have a right to point that out.
You absolutely do. And a lot of people, when they get pulled over, I'm just being honest. A lot of us, fuck you, fuck 12, fuck you, bitch ass cops. Remember when it first got hot and they was twerking on the cops and dancing on the police cars and
I would have,
I,
I'd have pulled up on that. She'd have some scrapes on her knee.
yep, and then you'd have been the whole city would have been protesting because you trying to kill
Hey,
our kids.
So ow. See,
I'm just being honest,
right?
man.
That's for me pulling up, going to save somebody's life. Woo!
Right.
Hit the siren on their ass.
Dion said let Rail put his input on the situation. He wants to hear the professional
Come on, Rail.
the situation. Say.
On the gas stations being open.
Well, yeah, should that be allowed to be open 24 hours or like because I'm blaming everything that's happening in this city on the people. I'm blaming the people. So I'm not
the environment that it breeds.
Shit, I look at it like this. I mean, I've had many times where I had to go to the gas station after midnight. I could have either been coming back from somewhere that I was out. I could have been going somewhere like this.
Uh-oh.
To go out of town, we'd probably leave at midnight just so the road. We'd leave at midnight just so the freeway is clear. So it's times that we've gone to the just recently. The most recent time, I was at a children's hospital with my son. He had to get his lip stitched. We didn't get out that motherfucker until about 1:32 in the morning. And the gas light was on because I had to hurry up and get there because he was bleeding out his bottom of his lip. So there's times I look at it like this. I don't believe that the establishment is an issue. It's people. It's like it seems like all these issues, the common denominator is niggas stealing. They either dying while stealing or killing to steal. But the problem is niggas stealing. And niggas will steal whether it's a black person owning the shit or somebody who ain't black. That's how I see it.
So the gas stations, we should be allowed to have 24-hour gas stations.
No. He did not
I
say
feel like
that.
I feel like you, Kevin.
I'm asking Sean, hold on. I'm asking him once again.
Okay.
I'm talking to Rail, not Sean.
I feel like you care. They should. I feel like they should have some kind of security. It should have some places in effect where they can be open.
And if you prove to be a problem spot, you get closed down. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, bro, but what I was hearing you say is there's a need for there to be some 24-hour joints so we can have access. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe in absolutes. I can't say that everything need to be shut down. Because there's always an exception. A motherfucker could have been stuck at the ER all day waiting to be seen, and the gas light came on their way there, but it was an emergency type shit.
Right.
Now
or you got a baby.
Right.
If you ever had a little toddler, a little baby, a newborn at home, you don't know what time you gonna get woke up. She need. You like, damn, I gotta run down here on 76 to Walgreens and stay open. I had to put no gas in my car because I wasn't planning on going nowhere. Man, it's all kinds of scenarios. And if people can't do what they supposed to be doing, now everybody gotta fucking suffer because individuals want to be savages. Mama Jenkins said most of those owners don't give a damn about us. They're here to get the money and lead the community. My opinion is it needs to be better rules for gas stations. Most of them look like third world stores, and the shit they sell ain't no good anyway. Yeah, it is us, but do we have to be treated inhuman? No, I'm not saying we deserve. You're right, Mama Jenkins, in that there needs to be better regulations because you go in there sometimes this shit on the shelves with dust and dirt on it, and it's expired, like it's rotten meat and just stuff that ain't healthy. So yeah, that it needs to be. That's why I said let them stay open, and if they have incidents, then regulate them. Go ahead, Rail.
I was gonna say if shit ain't copacetic in the store, then you just don't patronize the store. You don't tear the store up. You don't steal from the store. You don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I look at it like no, whether these people black or Hindu or whatever the fuck they is, you don't steal. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck who owned it. If you go in there and act like a fucking upstanding citizen and human, there will be no problem.
There we go.
I agree.
But unfortunately, these are in areas, because once again, Milwaukee is the way Milwaukee's set up. You have some of the poorest people in the city, and they live within 4-5 blocks of each other for the most part. Like, you got concentrated areas of high poverty. So anything you open in that area that's open late at night, it's gonna be some business. It's gonna be something. Now, I have seen examples of a gas station where they have armed security parked in the lot, in a car, or the police frequent the gas station. I think if they put donuts and have fresh donuts in the gas station, it'll increase the police presence. And I'm saying that as not a joke. It's real that police want to come because they're out on patrol to get coffee and donuts, and you know what I'm saying? Like city workers too. Them dudes who be driving them trucks and shit and plows, they be working all night. So a lot of them be like, man, I'm gonna pull over here and give me a sandwich. I'm on my lunch break. So I'm just saying, there's a way you could do it. Dion said, any motherfucker that went to that gas station on 35th and Garfield and lived, you survived the war. 35th and Garfield, good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough place to be at 3 in the morning. 35th and Garfield. You ain't even got to be at the gas station. Just walking down 35th and Garfield. It's like,
and those are the places I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about places that we know have high incidence of crime and drug activity, right?
Right.
High episodes of overdoses, right? They need to not only be regulated, but they need to have their hours cut, because you're not controlling that environment. You're allowing this to just explode. You know what I mean? And it's affecting that entire community. So yeah, regulate their ass by, okay, you know, since you can't control it from 12 to 6, we'll control it for you.
You get your shit right there, won't you?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It ain't got to be every gas station. I'm talking about the ones that we know have these incidents consistently. Every
Did I merge? I should have merged because I wasn't trying to cut Shine off. Let me make sure it merged. Technology. Dion, what's popping, man?
Oh yeah. Before you get off, what's up, Sean? What up, bro? Man, listen, man, you talking about shutting down gas? Boy, I remember back in the days, the chicken coop right there on Hopkins. Better not go there. Better not. Stop playing. The gas station's still right over there on 20th. And what's that, Burleigh? Bro, I agree kind of with you. The gas stations do need to be shut down. You know what I'm saying? Or, like you said, have, you know, armed security or some provisions. Because this man, 27 Burleigh, 35th of Garfield, Sherman and Capitol. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be a little nervous when I go to, because I like to give me a guy roll or Italian beef. So I used to go to Chicago Sub on 27 Burleigh. But that's just too much. Yeah, that's just too much right there. So now I go to Chicago Sub on Sherman and Capitol.
Still
so I
dangerous.
order my food and go, I know I order my food to go wait in my vehicle because there's one way in, one way out. You know what I'm saying? So it's plenty of them, even up there by my crib. You know what I'm saying? Because I stay on 79th and Silver Spring. The two gas stations on 64th and Silver Spring right there, dangerous. It's like I be because you know I be going back and forth to Chicago every week, and I be trying to explain to people. You know, they be like, "Well, where's Milwaukee? This, that, and the other." Milwaukee is a very dangerous city. To me, it's more dangerous than Chicago. Because Chicago, you ain't got nowhere to run here unless you go out to Waukesha somewhere. Chicago, like no BS. I'll be on the west side. It take me another 40 minutes to get on the south side where I'm from. Because I'll be kicking on the west side now. So you could go to the north side, east side, west side, Dalton, out to them little nooks and crannies and hide. You can't hide in Milwaukee, man. Milwaukee is a dangerous place, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I remember when I first moved up here, you had Hour, over there on 27 Hour, Cutthroat, Second and Keith down there, Cutthroat. Even over there when I first moved up here, I stayed on 23rd and Galena. Elizabeth Square was Cutthroat, you know what I'm saying? Valete, like, you can't even go to the gas stations on Valete no more. Once you cross 35th and Valete, remember back in the days on 35th and Juneau, they had the McDonald's and they had the little, the gas station on McKinley. So you know what I'm saying? So Milwaukee is a real game. You gotta move like a snake here. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I be moving, I be sliding through. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta watch your surroundings. And like I said, 35th, I think 35th and Garfield got more murders than the entire city put together. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know several people who got killed up there. I'm talking about murder, just sitting at the gas pump. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely then they open a gas station. What's that on 37 and North Avenue? So it's these like Kev said, these high crime populated areas that we know gas stations should be in. You know, no gas station should be on 27 Burleigh. And if you're going there at 3 o'clock in the morning, you deserve to get your issue. Now, I don't want to smoke no blunt that bad. Like he's like, if you a real blunt head, you're going to buy you a case of blunt from the wholesaler. You're going to have about a 50. You're going to have you a zip in it. You're going to have everything you need. Because if you step outside, they always told me once you leave outside, it's either death or jail. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm about to let you go. I remember this happened to me about, what's that, in March. I called myself going to get a gyro. I want to go get me a gyro, Oakland gyro. I'm in the crib. I'm talking about I'm in the crib with my silkies on, shoes, but I'm hungry. I don't even smoke weed now. So I get up like, I'm about to go get me a gyro. Man, as soon as I get on Burline Rickshaw, bam, throw my pickup truck up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to get another pickup truck. So what's that, sir? Even now when I be coming home from out here in Grafton and I get off on Good Hope, I try to ease my way up and be watching my surroundings because right there on Sherman and Good Hope, I've seen 3 people get killed right there, running red lights and niggas out here stealing cars, high speed chase. So the whole city of Milwaukee is dangerous, man. So you really can't pinpoint nothing. Old niggas like us need to be at the crib at work or work a third shift, laying up, trying to bust one. You know what I'm saying? We doing something. Now, if you take your ass out there talking about, Kev, you know you should be out no time of night. You must got that big 30 on your hip, boy, on the real, because you know you can't move that quick, Kev. You out there talking about, I'm about to go get me some blood. I'm about to go get me some blood and shit. Nigga, you better not be up there. We have to tell the city of Milwaukee or something happen to you.
You know what? First of all, I love the way he just always refers to my mobility. Like, Kev, you shouldn't even leave the house. You should just in the crib. You can't walk. But second of all, you ain't wrong. You not gonna see me at no gas station. Listen, even if I wasn't dealing with my back, you wouldn't see me at a gas station at 3 o'clock in the morning. So,
yeah, I know you got that big 30 on your hip. You know what I'm saying? That's different though. But why you want to get in the shootout and then you be on TV and then everything you will work hard for? Hey, I don't need no gas. I'm good. I don't need no gas. Everything you will work hard for building the People's Network. So that'd be like, well, Kevin Barnes, he was involved in a shootout, and now your mug shot on TV, and you know you promoting peace, but you was shot and killed a motherfucker out here. And then you know it's hard when you, even though you be justified, but you gonna go through a lot of shit, man. So you stay your ass in the crib, bro. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I love y'all niggas, man.
What's up, bro?
All right, look,
I would
ass in the house, KB.
I wouldn't even if you could bench press 500 pounds. I wouldn't advise you be out on 35th and Garfield at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, if you just that tough, then you go ahead and try your luck.
You see what happens to Claude?
Hey, listen. Wherever I go, I'm safe. I move like you said, move like a snake. I figured out how to move. There's no real reason for me to be looking for a blunt at 3 o'clock in the morning, though. If I really think about it, there's no reason that I would be out looking for a blunt at this stage in my life. You know.
No, you should have knew.
Well, I mean, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if you ain't figured out a smarter way to do it, that's some shit you'd have seen me in my 20s or in my teens up at the gas station at 3 o'clock in the morning because we out kicking it on the block smoking and we done ran out of blunts, man. I'm finna run up to the gas station, grab a couple more Swishers. And that's not even my life no more. So he ain't wrong. I don't got no business with my old ass out at no gas station at 3 in the morning. If I do need to go, and there's something that I absolutely have to go for, I am gonna go though. I am gonna go. I ain't living that. I'm not living in that much fear. I will figure that shit out. I tell you that much. Like this crippled motherfucker can aim because I'm not fucking with you. I promise you that. If I'm out, and what Scarface said, I ain't running to get my shit like these other busters. When you see me around this bitch, I got that motherfucker. So I'm not. If I'm at a gas station at 3 in the morning, fuck with me if you want to. I will be on the news talking about social services professional kills too at local gas stations. aired that motherfucker out. And nigga ain't never losing that fear. Tiarsha said, some people were stealing from the black-owned gas stations on Green Bay and the one on 7th Street. Why do we have to shut down gas stations? Quick Trip doesn't shut down. This is true. Well, not about what you do, it's how you do it. And I go to Quick Trip in the morning. I go in the morning and it's addicts out there asking for change. The one on Appleton and was that 70 Appleton and Hampton? You know, that right there, right over here on the west side. And I was up there one morning, 2 of them was fighting because one threw up. He was jonesing. So I was like, let me get the fuck away from here. So it goes down. Milwaukee's a fucked up city. You're right. Mama Jenkins said, like the new century is a time bomb. We really need it, but those people gonna destroy it. So are we talking about, because now Century, I guess, is Arab owned, right? Like, and so I just went to the one out here. It was at 92nd in Lisbon, I believe it is, or 92nd out here. And I don't know why I've just had this thing in my head. I thought I was gonna go in there and it was gonna smell like old Lena's on Capitol used to smell. But it didn't. It was clean. And they're opening one on Silver Spring now. Not a true.
They already opened it.
Is it already open? Now that's actually since Walmart's closed and Walmart had ran off Pick and Save. That area actually needs some sort of access to fresh food and good food. Now, will the air provide it? I don't know. Will the people steal from there so much? Will it become people getting robbed in the parking lot? And if it does become that, then once again, I feel like the people are to blame. I don't blame the Arab. I blame the people. Like, goddamn, y'all can't, they say, can't take your ass nowhere. We take drama with us wherever we go, man. Downtown, whatever. She said, Dion got my vote. It's fucked up. Milwaukee is now dangerous because we're letting a lot of riffraff in from other states. Tiasha said, Milwaukee, my cousin Mariah, she says, yes, Century is different. And if you're a regular, you definitely know it's a difference in the centuries. Yeah, it's Arab owned now. And it's a lot of stuff that's Arab owned. Listen, man, black people, we getting dominated. Hmongs, Arabs, Latinos, but Arabs in particular are buying up. I'm talking about they owning shit, y'all, and we are not. And that's where we're losing at. We worried about the wrong shit. We're worried about the wrong shit, and while we complaining and blaming other people, everybody else is moving straight ahead, gaining ground, and we're losing. And that's just that's my opinion. That's what I think. It's enough blame to spread around equally. Because I think we have to take a lot of responsibility for how we've been. I've been in some establishments where I love my people. I keep saying I'm a proud man of color. And when you love something, you're supposed to be honest about it and to it, right? And so I have to tell my people it don't make sense how some of us behave. I've been in some establishment with my people like that shit don't make no goddamn sense. So, it's popping, man. It's Outlaw Radio. We get on our soapboxes. She said that's the one. Yes, we need it. That's the one. The Century. Yeah, we do. It's a food desert out here, right on the west side right now, because Walmart closed down Pick and Save, which was a better of the two in terms of trying to get fresh fruit and vegetables and meat, and then they closed down. So it's like, oh shit. So you got to travel a little bit now. So I don't know that I'm gonna become a big Century shopper. Because I still would just rather go to 124th and Capitol. Is Save a Lot now closed? Because I've driven past the Save a Lot on Hampton, and or are they going through something? Is Save a Lot closed now? I don't know. I haven't seen it open. She said check my messenger. It's Tiarsha. She probably sent me some news on some. Yeah, Wauwatosa police chase. Tiarsha should be on top of the news. Officer dragged as defendant takes off. Oh, the Outlaw Radio crowd, they don't play, man. They'll let you know what's popping. Man, we got a good week. We should have some pretty smooth shows this week coming up. Anybody got anything special they doing this week? Kamar, you got anything popping? I know every day you're hustling. I know that, but anything special?
Well, I'll just be at the Summer Phoenix all week. My usual routine. Basically, this week I don't think I got nothing extra up that I could think of. I have to look at my calendar, really. But the Sherman Phoenix, Twisted Plants opening up. They'll be there every day this week. Last week, Tuesday, they had a soft opening. But this week, they opening for good. at the Sherman
Okay.
Phoenix. It's called Planet Vibes. They changed it. They got the name switch. They got a lot of the same burgers that they got. They changed the names on some of them. And then they also got bowls. Also, build your own bowls.
Okay. Okay. I'm a man, and it's all vegan food.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, what you got shaking this week besides the plantation?
Man, shit, that's about all I got is working this week. I'm working back from home though, so it'll be smooth. It make having to go into the office make you appreciate working from home, man. And then my kids didn't have to go to school today, so I actually got to sleep in. It was great.
Okay. Okay. Um, Tiasha said that Century ain't open yet. She said they got a sign saying coming soon. They still haven't opened. I stay not far from it. It used to be Food Town. I remember when it was Cole's Food Store. That's how old I am. Damn, I'm old, right? I am old, super old. Listen, the moral of this story is we can complain all we want, and we can, this is what frustrated me with any kind of grassroots activism. I'm honest on this show. This is not a popularity contest for me. Like if somebody's listening to what I'm saying and they don't agree with me, please, you have the right. That's cool. I'm not trying to like win your approval. I'm just very honest about what I see in the community and how we behave. I'm concerned about us. When I did whatever activism I would do, by the time I would get home, whatever steps forward we had taken, we had already taken some back by the time I got home. And that just kind of disillusioned me with it. It made me like frustrated. It made me like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Why am I like, what is you know what? I need to be focused on getting me some paper and really taking care of my family. Like I just didn't want to be that guy that's in a hopeless fight for the rest of his life or trying to come off and sound like, because I want people to like me. So I'm going to say what they want to hear and not be honest with them about the state of our community. I have to be honest. And I think a large portion of our problems start with us. There's self-inflicted wounds. Now there's reasons, there's some systematic things, and there's some systemic things. But I think they're all what they call self-defended, right? We talk about emasculation. I think we emasculate ourselves. Because a lot of us as men won't stand up and be masculine and do what a real man's supposed to do, because sometimes it's easier to just fuck off. We emasculate ourselves because a lot of our women set out on a mission because they don't necessarily have the experience of growing up with a man in the house or a positive role model or a positive father. They grow up with anger towards black men or black masculinity, so they make sure their son is something totally different. So we do a lot of things to ourselves. Yes, there's racist white people. Yes, there's white supremacist initiatives and things that go on in which they're trying to establish everybody's trying to establish their foothold on that. You think Latinos, them having control over their community is not important? You think it's not important to Hmong? You think it's not important to Jewish people? It's important to everybody. We're the only ones who ain't solely 100% focused on establishing control and empowerment in our community. It's us. So we have to close, since I was on such an Ice Cube thing. You have to close with what else Ice Cube said in that song Us, which is, don't point the finger, you jigaboo. Take a look at yourself, you dumb nigga,
Dumb
you.
nigga, you.
I'll see y'all Wednesday night, man.